I think we're on. Yay! How's it going? Right, hold on. Where's my... That. Got chat. Think it's working. Anyway, I've not played the guitar, apart from playing that Mexican telly, whatever night that was. For ages! It means it won't do it later. Mr. Whitestick, I was wondering if it was working. I don't know. Maybe that's just how the pop world goes, isn't it? Don't really send for a couple of, once you're out the charts, people forget about you. Anyway, since it's you, I'm just playing my Roadster, and I was thinking, I was playing, sometimes you put an auto coil split in to get your split coil when you're in position 2. I was thinking of doing that, and it's like, but I kind of quite like it on single coil mode. Don't want to lose this sound. I've actually got a thing now, so there's now somebody else here. So it's not just me and you, Mr. W. Fine as it is, yeah. Like obviously I had to change I changed the pot over. I don't know if you did it as well. One you can actually see when it's in and when it's out. I forgot it was there, to be honest. If anyone wants to buy 3 push that don't stick out original Ibanez 1986 pots for over the odds, I'm your man. I've got 3 of them. 2 from that one and 1 from this one. What's a stream bit rate? The stream's bit rate? I don't even know what bit rates are. Maybe it's something to do with a bit rate. Hey, Victory House, there are other people here. Me and Mr. It's getting a wee bit quiet. Just me and Mr. Whitesnake. Get some Roadster talk. I really should stop just playing the D up and down the neck, but I enjoy it. I like it. Eight o'clock. I did push-pull. Alright, yeah. I think if you just buy push-push ones, they now do it. It stays up like a pen. I was just bored. Decided I had to do that, right? So, my booze for tonight is whatever that is left from 3 weeks ago, and then whatever that's left from... So I think I'm going to mix the 2 of them together and shake them, and assume that that's going to make it nicer. I've also got 1 can of cider in the fridge if it comes to it. Yeah. Go for the old transferring bucky from one bottle to the other. Oh. So how's your blue yin doing? Your blue Roadster? That wasn't really very much on that. That's more than half a bottle. Laughing. Aged to perfection. Well, you know, does red wine not get better? I don't know. Oh. Hey, Jez! Oh. Going for an interim of my... This will probably be the last video you see from here. Not having a great time, but I'm moving. I'm relocating, so I might be going... I'll have a bigger TV to start with, actually. And this one, so it'll be easier to do this. And I'll be able to actually set it up knowing what I'm doing in a room bigger than this, I hope. Fine head on that. You can tell a really quality wine when it's got like an inch of foam on the top of it. Lovely jubbly. Oh. I'm not in the Shire. The Shire's down Thingy. No, I'm just got up the road. The Shire is... I'm in the central belt. Glasgow, basically. And then the Shire is down Ayrshire. And the Kingdom is on the opposite side. It's up on the east coast. That's the two places that are called somewhere cool. And the Borders, that's when you're near the border of England. And then, I don't even know what you call it up north. Up north. You see my... hey Dave, how's it going? You see my comment? I think I tried to put it as the thumbnail for this. It was like someone had commented in that amp saying it was woke. Or just like woke amp, and it was like, I thought it was quite funny. It was like, no, it's valves. Because obviously you get like a tranny amp, which is what maybe only people in Glasgow call like a transistor amp, a tranny amp, or a valve amp. It's your two options. Well, you've now got three. You've got modelling. But now actually tranny is now called analog. I saw people calling them that. I should have done that. I'm selling a couple of like wee Marshalls analog amps. Oh, is it analog? Yes, because it's not digital, so therefore it's analog. It's just like a Marshall MG25 or whatever it is, but analog. That sounds good just with a bridge pickup. It doesn't need anything else. Since I saw Alice Cooper. My pal Bob went to see Alice Cooper in Edinburgh last Wednesday, the Wednesday before. And he was brilliant. So go and see Alice Cooper while he's still good, or while he's still alive, basically, I think. So I don't know if he'll ever not be good. Excellent, brilliant show as well. Even you know he's going to be getting not crucified, guillotined at some point. Yep, that was expected. But there was unexpected bits. There was an amazing song. I can't remember. It was a song I didn't know, so I don't know. And I knew like everyone but three. And he was singing. And it was like there was this wee girl up on stage, like kind of dressed like a, I don't know, like a Spice Girl or something. I don't know, like sort of pink, an anime character type thing. She was taking photos and selfies with the band while they were playing the song. She was up annoying Alice, and Alice was like singing, and she's like, "Oh, taking photos, trying to get like taking selfies with him." And he just basically grabbed her head and then pulled a sword out his leg and ran it under her neck. And it was just blood, just... It was amazing. Cheers, Jess. Oh yeah, you've just noticed I've lost a tooth as well, but I'm going to get it fixed. It was a crown. It's been annoying me for a while. Just one of my many things. Oh. Like I said, I remember one of those blue combos. What's a blue combo? Hey, Sloaney! We've not started the tarp talk yet, so you're doing all right. You're safe. So I will be playing the Roadster though. Hey, Aunt Wales. So everyone is here. I think it's what happens as I go away. It's like 9 people. That's all right. Yeah, and I've only been going for 6 minutes. Yes. No, it was the first couple. Well, I went 5 minutes on early, and it was just me and Mr. Whitesteak, and I've actually got a thing on the telly that tells me how many people are watching. And it's like, there's nobody here. for like a whole minute. And Mr. Whitesnake, is there nobody else here? No, what's going on? Oh, he sent me an email one of those a few weeks ago. All right, the vaporizer. Sorry, yes. I think technically it's actually surf green. There is a blue one. I think maybe you did. Thing is, there's no point in having two of them. I mean, it's sitting there. I think it's 12 watts. And my pal was over earlier on. He's just bought a Supro amp, like a modern thing, and it's 1 watt. And the cabinet doesn't sound fantastic, but the amp, I mean, he was sitting there running at half volume, and it sounded like that. It's like, yes, rather than that being at as low a volume as you can get it when the speakers are actually making a noise. Pretty annoying. The Roadster and the best finish. But this one, no, that's the BP. Black Pearl's the best finish, but yeah, I do like Mr. Whitesnake's Blue Pearl though. That's rather nice. Oh. I think Roadster. I don't know. See elements of it. I was looking at it there. You can't really see the pickups, which is I think it's kind of meant to be. So you can kind of sort of see this one. I think maybe if it was cleaner, you would. I don't think a white scratch plate would do it. There's something about it, but maybe, see if a scratch plate maybe had like one of the 3-ply ones with a white stripe in it, or a red stripe in it, something like that. Just, it's like, what would I change about this guitar? And it's like, nothing really, but like maybe having like, I'm sure I've got a Tokai Strat, which I haven't seen for ages. I need to find that. And it's got like instead of like a black, white, black scratch plate, it's black, white, red, white, black. So it's got like a red pinstripe on it. It's pretty cool. I would maybe change that. If I was going to design the ultimate guitar, it would be this one, but with maybe a slightly nicer scratch plate somehow. I don't think there's really anything else that would change. Oh, roasters and tarps, that's it, yeah. But the pickguard one's red and black is my fave. Yeah, but is that because of the... Oh, I don't know. See, as Mr. Item makes a right, it's a white one. I don't know if my brain could cope with the right shade of white ones of these, but I don't like white with a black scratch plate, so the right shade of white with a white scratch plate, one of these might be quite fantastic. It wasn't cheap and good, Nick, though. It was in the Cash Converters website. I think maybe he did. Oh, I don't know. My head's been up my arse the last couple of weeks, to be honest. Don't really know what's going on, so I bet it's in it. Hey, Thomas! Oh, Black Mirror would look cool. I watched a guy... I can't remember what the guy's name. The Canadian guy's a heavy metal dude, like a recording studio or something. His YouTube video, he was reviewing a PRS guitar or something like that, and he had a test thing that was fingerprint test, because obviously if you've got like shiny black guitars that are too new, you just can't keep them clean ever. I mean, the black guitars maybe look, but they just like no. White and gold. Yes and no. Yeah, done well. Yes, but it's like there's a thing with gold hardware that, see the stuff you get on Chibsons and the Temu stuff. It's kind of like brassy almost to make the gold color, rather than being, well, it's obviously not pure gold, but it's like yeah, gold hardware is a little bit harder to do. Even on expensive guitars, it kind of fades, and which I suppose adds a bit to the coolness. But I remember my Schecter Telly's got like a gold bridge. I was like, giving it a good clean. It's like, it's coming off lovely, and it came off and it's basically silver now. It just took off all the gold. And that was a £1,600 in 1986 guitar. And so, but yes, there's that. What's this? There's a class, the Mary Kay Strat. I don't know who Mary Kay is. I think it was one of the first like custom colour Strats, and it's like, yeah, the gold hardware and the white and the cream, and yeah. Take it with gold hardware, nothing else than a microfiber cloth on it. Probably, yes. I'd have been using Brasso or something, probably. Because I'm not, it's like, you've got, oh, it's a little bit dirty, and then you've got, oh no, I've bought it. So it's like, it's not been seen, it's been in a garage for 10 years. AX Paps! What's new? Who's Glenn Fipper? Hey Davey, I suppose you can't remember how much the thing was. I don't know, to be honest, I was talking to my pal earlier, and it was I was going to buy new valves for my wee Laney VC15, which is a lovely wee amp, but it's noisy. Partly because I don't seem to have the problem anymore, but I kept like leaving it on for excessive amounts of time. Never when I went to bed, but like, you know, I'd come in before dinner, play the guitar, and it would just sit there on with the volume down in the guitar until I went to bed at midnight. It's like that. I think I just burnt out the valves, sitting on not standby, but just cooking away. So the clean channels just got like a buzz to it that I can't get rid of, and I'm assuming it's the valves. And then I'm pretty sure that that amp probably cost less than new valves. So there you go. Oh. Or don't touch. Yeah, aye. Leave it minging. You got a Zemitis copy without a top plate. I bought it for a project. We're going to do guitar brass with 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea engraving. That's actually quite. Of all the things I can imagine putting on a brass engraving, it's like as soon as you say 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, it's immediately, oh yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, that'd be cool with tentacles and shit. Eating a ship, I'd imagine. Aye. The Kraken. Fender pickguards are £95. Loaded, of course. That's not too bad if you get, you get some Texas special pickups in it. I think that's quite a good bargain. That was a movie my grandparents saw on the first date. There you go. I don't know if I've ever seen there used to be a program when I was a kid when we first got a video recorder, a Betamax, and it was called Disney Time or Disney something. And it was, I seem to remember, I know this because we had the first video, I think it must have been one of the video tapes I had that had this half-hour program, and it had like, I seem to remember it being introduced by Cilla Black, and it was like a wee, 20-second intro of Cilla Black, and then it would show you like a 5-minute scene from Condor Man, and then it would show you a 5-minute scene of, like whatever, The Rescuers or all that. It was like a Disney promo reel almost. I remember having that, and one of them was the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. It's Kirk Douglas, isn't it? I remember the stripy T-shirt. I remember tentacles coming into like a submarine. The Japanese one's good. The buzz is probably the power capacitor. Oh, that's a bit technical for me, possibly. But I did take it in before to Frettronics for exactly the same problem, although much louder. And when I got it back, it didn't do it anymore. But I don't know. I'm a wee bit concerned about that amp. It's not perfect. See, in the 2x10s, 2 10s, yes. 110, it's not big enough. A 12, yes, big enough. 2 10s, big enough. It just doesn't move enough air. It's not quite right. And it's got an expensive, it's like a Jensen speaker in it. It sounds amazing when you plug it into anything else. Just the 10s, it doesn't have enough oomph in it. I don't know, the thing is, slowly I'm scared to get into valve amps. I nearly get chucked out the window one time modding my pal's Fender Champion 600, is it? So I've got this mod kit, it was dead easy to fit, it's really easy instructions and stuff, and it was like, I think it was just putting a master volume in or something like that, and I discharged everything, and I was like poking it with wooden kebab skewers, and I managed to take me ages to get to bits, and and I was looking in there, and my arm touched something, and it was a double shock, and I was like, that was it, and it was like, pure right, never touching a valve amp again. Sod that. You know what I mean? I remember Kirk Douglas in it. Wanted to try to be more macho, so they had to write him up. And had a girl in each arm and get him into a fight. Right, I don't think I might have never seen the film. No, I can picture the is it the Nautilus? It's called. It's a submarine with the eyes on it. Kind of looks like a plek, which is a tropical fish, with big eyes, and I remember it obviously been pulled just under the surface, and I remember that bit at night with the eyes lighting up, where maybe windows, but I don't know, I've not seen it. It's one of those ones that maybe I should watch. The film I need to watch is, it was in, I was reminded about it last week, this Sphere. Spheres is a fantastic. Stuart UK guitar. What do you reckon he might be? I don't know. Yeah. I can read to look. I mean, the thing is, the amp works lovely. It's only, I mean, it's not silent just now. I mean, obviously, if you're playing in the band or if you get the TV on, you can't hear it. It's just one of those really annoying things, and it's really annoying that the drive channel doesn't do it. The drive channel's fine. It's only when you're on the clean channel. So I'm thinking there's something in the clean side. One of the few non-space sci-fi. See, that's... Yeah. See, that's where it comes in when you think sci-fi. I don't think of sci-fi as... I just think of space. I would think... Is it... I don't know. Is it a classic? Oh, well, London Fender Vaporizer, 12 watt to up to 150 quid. If it's working, it's total... I mean, it's a total 150 quid's well worth it for that. Depending on what it is you're doing with it. I was just so impressed with the fact that it sounds like what it looks like. You look at it and go, what's the best case scenario here? Well, it's going to be like a sort of 50s surf amp that's dead clean with tons of reverb, and it totally is. It's good. Yeah, I should probably... Yeah, YouTube. I know it's hard to concentrate. The thing I like about watching YouTube, I get to the stage of going, how much longer do I have to do? You're like, I'm going out in half an hour, so or I've got 10 minutes before dinner's ready. So I just watch things that are 10 minutes long. But you just end up watching one load of pish. It doesn't involve any. I love the way you can stick YouTube on and just go away. You know what I mean? I could be through doing something in the living room or something like that, and it just stays on. You don't really miss anything. I think it's all just chewing gum in it. Mark mends it. A WEM amp? Alright, wow. I just remember when I started playing the guitar, WEM Dominator, it could have been the same one. I just kept seeing WEM Dominator, the name, all the time. There's not actually a WEM that looks not unlike that. That's kind of, but it's kind of like that, but the other way around. It's like my 3x12 cabinet. Instead of the speakers going in the way, it's that way, so it's kind of like triangular shaped in the front, so it could, instead of the speakers coming out like that, they come out like that. They do look awful cool. Do you have a set? I've actually got a set of Texas specials that I keep forgetting I've got. There's no point in... The thing that's annoying me about these things is... I was talking to a pal about this earlier on as well. It's like, he had a set of pickups, I can't remember what it was, and it was like, I've got pickups sitting there, and I was like, he came over with his Kramer, and it was like just a camera. I was like, I put a better pickup in. So there's nothing wrong with the one that's in it. There wasn't, but it's like, if you've got a DiMarzio Super Distortion, what's the point in having it sitting in a drawer? You might as well put it in one of your guitars. I mean, I've been doing that a fair bit. I would have done it with this if these pickups weren't awesome. I will... Sorry, Mr. White Steak, but I am actually thinking of putting other pickups in the RG 450, 430, 530. I'm not sure I like those ones. I don't know. It doesn't... I mean, the guitar is stunning. It's too powerful. You don't get that jangly thing. I mean, I've got it on the wall with the Corker and the Kraken, and it's not competing. This is competing. That one's not. So, I don't know. I don't need to obviously get rid of the pickups. I can just keep them. But just put other ones in. I don't know. Oh. WEMs. Hey Sonar. Yes, I remember buying a WEM in the bars. It was a 15-inch speaker, and whatever the amp head was in it wasn't in it, so it was like a combo, but the amp was missing. And using it in my room, and it sounded fantastic. And then we did a gig, and I had actually that Marshall, the only time that Marshall was ever used when I had it, the 200 watt head plugged into it, and you know, you do the maths, 50 watt speaker, 200 watt head, so it sounded unbelievably good for the first sound check song, like the best sounding amp you've ever heard. And it was like, pure, right, okay, is that us ready? Yeah, cool, we'll just come back later on. Oh no, let's just run through blah 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 one more time before we go. Okay, and then it blew up, because obviously putting a 200 watt speaker into a 50 watt amp, 200 watt amp into a 50 watt speaker will sound glorious right up to the point where it explodes, and it will explode. Oh. Hey, Yokum! YouTube's the best for learning stuff. I know how to make all my hardware brass plated, not have to make new stuff out of brass. Well, there you go. Yes, I remember brass plating shit in chemistry in school. Like, you put it, I don't know what, I mean, you run an electrical current through something in a bucket, and then you put like a crocodile clip onto it and stick your pen in, and it brass coated it. I remember doing that. No, it is good for looking up stuff though. Sometimes just even if it's maybe not, you don't not necessarily following. As I say, a wee bit the same I think with guitar lesson videos. I do watch them a bit, and I don't sit and pause it and learn that bit. I just watch it, and some of the information sticks in. I used to watch the Paul Gilbert videos. Didn't play along with them, but just little bits of, oh, you approach it like that. It's the same thing when you're trying to fix things. It's like, all right, you take that bit off first, all right, and then you can work out the rest. But just getting something so you know it's possible. We've got the WEM Dominator bass. Oh, use more guitar and bass. I don't know. There's a bass is there. Hey Jeff, I come in a wee. I've not shut down yet, but I will. I figured I might as well do another wee live stream. Just why not? No, Gallica used a WEM and a Marshall Lab. Well, I don't want a WEM. Your amp's shite, Sloaney. Nah. I don't know. The cabinets look cool. Actually, Jen's got a... JPAX has a WEM 4x10 PA column thing that she bought at car boot sale for 20 quid or something like that. It's got 4 10s in it, though. And she painted it. And I was like, look at it. It's like, it's got the WEM badge. And I was like, see if she painted the WEM badge blue to match the paintwork. I was like, see if you just black out. So I got a black Sharpie and I scored out the first bit of the W and then the last bit of the M, so it says Jen. I thought that was quite clever. If your name's Jen and buy a WEM and you can just alter it, you can maybe even just snip the bits off the sign. Oh. To be honest, it doesn't really matter what amp no Gallica you use, really, is it? You just get that distortion on and strum. Nah, you don't like the pickups either. It's those pickups that Gary Moore used to record out in the fields, though, because I can't find it anywhere. I wonder if it was actually in an actual magazine that I read it. But I had the guitar, and I specifically remember him going up here, yeah, for this song, I got the new one that's got a Floyd Rose on it rather than the Ibanez, because he's got the previous one with the Pro Rocker. And it was like, yeah, it's got the licensed Floyd Rose on it. I used that for the solo and out in the fields. It's like, what are those EMG pickups? And he says, no, they're just the stock pickups, but they look like EMGs. Yeah, but there's definitely an interview, not like a video one, a text interview somewhere. So there you go. So if you can't play out in the fields, sad floors on YouTube, Sanding is just one of the worst things to do. Like all things. I mean, I think it'd be pretty bad being a security guard in Lidl or something like that, but sanding would be worse. It's just, I keep injuring myself. I'm only doing a guitar body or whatever, and I'm only doing it, for a few hours. But I just want this to be over. So instead of sanding it normally, you just go and just go absolutely mental at it to get it over with, and then you end up knacking yourself, or I end up knacking myself. Because I think, the Fender Bassman is the amp that that Marshall copied. So a Marshall amp is a Fender Bassman circuit made by Marshall, but some of the bits are different because in America you got different types of valves and slightly different components. So it's kind of like the same what they did with my Softtech, where it's like, yep, you want a Marshall, right? Well, we don't have that, but we've got this. We don't have that, but we've got this. So you end up, it's like all the components in it are like, within 10% tolerance of what they're meant to be, but they're all different, so that's why it doesn't sound like what it is. Watching some videos about big muffs and how you read schematics. I haven't delved that far. It wasn't you. Somebody was telling me before. It was that you should make. You can make like a fuzz pedal you can put in your bass, And it's like if you're going to make 10 of them, you know, just buying the components, excluding the actual boxes they go in, you can make them for like £1 each, like the pure most basic fuzz things. But the thing is, it's like I did look into the ideas of making fuzz pedals and stuff, but the wee Temu ones, there's so much in that. It does so much. You know, it's like you look at it and you think, oh, it's not. You don't look inside it and go, oh, there's 12 components. There's 2 rows of capacitors and chips and everything, and they're so cheap. How can you go wrong? Just put them in a better enclosure and change them. (1974) Sumbro bass. Yeah, I mean, what's the difference in a bass amp and a guitar amp? Really, it depends. You know, an old bass amp is just, it's fine. It's just an amp. If you've got one that's like, you know, got compressors and like my big Marshall stupid 400 watt thing, you can't really play the guitar through that. But if you're talking about a wee thing, it's fine. Mark, have you got a clip? Yeah, yeah. To be honest, it's 90% just shite that I couldn't be bothered taking away. There really isn't that much stuff in there that's not just shit that I was too lazy to get rid of. If I'd still had the Land Rover in the trailer, I would have done it in a day. Repainting an old model kit, painted in the 90s, it was like flaky acrylic paint. Oh, I don't know that. What year is the red Ibanez 1984, low serial number, curious? No, this is an 86. Oh, you say, I don't know what you mean by low serial number. What is the serial number? 86 something? A, 86. So there you go, A would probably be January. 86, 1956. So the 1956 one, maybe, or something. One of them might be the year, the week or something. It can't be the 95th week. I don't know how it works. I like it when you can go, if you go to Ibanez website, like the official website, and go to support, and then go to catalogues. You can look at all the catalogues they've got, and it doesn't have every year, but it's got most of them, and it's got the page with this on it, and so you can know this. Even if you didn't have the serial number, you know that this is the only year that this guitar existed, with rosewood neck, and called an RG, which I actually still got the sticker that says RG140 on it. Oh. I haven't played bass in about 20 years. I picked up the Sumbro. It's been played to death, so that told me it must be a good one. Yes. Aye. But you should always play bass. If you play guitar, play bass as well. You don't need to... If you play the bass and you just play something that you enjoy playing and get into it, you will find you'll appreciate a bit more what bass players do and understand them a bit better, and also everything that you learn on the bass you can apply to the guitar in a slightly different way. So it's like, oh, that's a really good 3 notes. Oh, the guitar's got those 3 notes as well. It's a great idea. Oh. Put a harmonic percolator in one of those Epiphone SGs just to avoid with tone controls. A harmonic percolator? That sounds interesting. A 5-component fuzzer was going to mount him in the tuna cans and become a millionaire. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, it's like, that's sort of... Yeah, Jamie, to be honest, my pal Ronnie came up with this horrible looking flying V thing a month ago or something like that. It had an old pedal in the back, and he drilled holes and it was an old Aria rock pedal, didn't work in the back, and the knobs were just drilled through the back plate where the tremolo was. And I was like, right, there we go. So that's how I did Judge Death, and I need to put fuzz in every bass now. I'm struggling without having fuzz bass. It's like, it's Judge Death is better than any other basses if you've got that, because you've got fuzz. That's it. Doesn't matter how good your amp is if you don't have fuzz. Fuck it. You love the Joker who's in Cash Converters amp. That 98, did you change the pickup or how they converted it? Still stock pickup? It's straight in. This is all stock. The only thing it doesn't have is the cool triangular shaped Sure Grip, Sure Lock strap. Mr. Whitesnake will know. The cool, it didn't have any, the strap buttons are wrong, but apart from that I think it's all stock. So this is a Super 70 and 2 Super 5s, something 5s. HSS with a push pot that splits the humbucker and a 5-way switch. Lovely. Go to our tuners. The best bridge that exists. The best tremolo bridge I've ever had. It's the best one. It stays. And that's being stupid with it. It doesn't go as far as a Floyd Rose, but it's not locking. So you don't need to strip it, and you don't need to cut the ends off the strings, and you don't have all this. It's just basically a metal bar. It's a really good design. How did you? I remember doing a. Hey Joe's quite difficult. You can play Hey Joe, you can play Day Tripper. But that's it. It's like I think I didn't. It wasn't intentional, but I played the guitar for, I don't know, 6 months. I didn't have an acoustic guitar. I played for 6 months before I went into the studio with three of my pals, or two guys I worked with in the co-op, stacking shelves after uni, night the back shift. We've got and I mean, you must know Michael, but the thing is that I didn't know Michael because I worked. You worked 2 nights, and any night that I would be on, I wasn't on the same nights as him. So any night that I was off, he would maybe take my place, but we never actually met. And they were talking about, oh, I've got this an 8-track. I don't know what an 8-track was. Like an 8-track, the plastic cartridge things you put in a car in America. No, but and he's at college doing music. And he knows a drummer. We're going to start join the band. We're going to the studio. I was up here, yeah. And it turned out that there was a drummer. The guy played guitar. My 2 pals played guitar, and I played guitar. So we had 4 guitarists and a drummer. So I borrowed a bass because my pal had one, and that was the first time I played bass. And we all kind of had a wee shot of it. I was the only one that could do it because I could sort of play shit lead guitar, and basically that's what I still do on the bass. Walking bass lines and stuff. Brilliant. Harmonic percolator. I quite like it. I would call it that. And a Brian Eastwood Jokum custard telly. Is it called a dead end? Is it? No, it's not a very good name. Have anyone seen anyone in Scotland seen the? Is it in Dundee? There's a guitar, a Gaiatone, which looks like a little bit like a double cut Les Paul. An old 70s Japanese thing, but it's a Gaiatone shouter. Shouter would be more sense. It's called shouting, and it's just like, I love that, obviously, translation from the Japanese. I can understand how the same word that means shouting is like is good for a guitar, but it's just called a shouting. And I don't know, the guy doesn't have a price on it, so I don't know what he thinks it's worth, but it looks really fucking cool. Two of the 3 new Behringer pedals, is that the Klon and the Super Fuzz? I'm obviously quite tempted by the Fuzz one. I'll be honest, because it's in the same enclosure as it's a cool enclosure. See if it was in, like a Boss type pedal or in one of them. Meh. It's Shaky Blues, yep. But 1 week only so far. I don't know, maybe. Don't talk about it. Talk about happy stuff. Yeah. No, we need the cool design bridge. It only works. When you say the Joker, do you mean like purple and green and I don't know? I need your brains. I've got a Tanglewood Warrior 2 with a Stingray style humbucker. There's 3 knobs. What would you want it up like? The current setup is pretty shitey. I'm actually the guy, I was talking to Dave earlier on, the guy that built this in Montana. He's like, got a question for you, a wiring question. I'm building a Telecaster bass and it's got a Music Man humbucker. How do you think I should wire it? So you've got 3 knobs. I had one. Right, the thing about the music, I think this is the way it is. I've got a 5-string bass and I got a Warman 5-string Music Man pickups. So obviously I put them in and I put switches in to make them. I put them in series. The 2 coils in series wired it as a humbucker. Of course you do. No, don't wire it as a humbucker. It's overloads. Not in a nice way. It's kind of like that. broken sound. It sounds like I don't think you are actually damaging your amp, but it sounds like your amp's going to break. Having them wired in series as a humbucker, so don't have them in parallel anyway. Coil splits work, so if you get 3 knobs, whatever the vintage guitar does, the vintage version, the vintage brand, JHS vintage one, it's got 3 knobs. It's not active, but it works really well. I think it's got a volume control, a high pass filter, and a low pass filter, a normal tone control. So the high pass filter, I'll show you how to do that. It's pretty easy. You just basically, it's I stole it from the Yamaha RevStar. It's got a dry switch, so I just did that. Or it's the same as the strangle switch you get in a Jaguar. So obviously when it's on full, it's completely useless. It takes away all the bass. But if you put it on a pot and run the signal through it, then it reduces. So you could have a volume, a high pass and a low pass filter. The other one, which I think, because you're now wiring you're going to wire the 2 coils in parallel. Basically, you're going to wire it like a jazz bass and treat it like 2 pickups. That means you can blend how much lower and higher end. I think, or it could have been that. I can't remember. But that's a good option, I think. So if you basically imagine it as just 2 single coils and then wire it like a jazz bass in parallel, should be good. That means you also get coil splits as well, because you just turn one of the coils down. The Brassmaster, they were pretty interesting. Make it Assmaster if you cover the first 2 letters. Very good. Oh, it was airbrushed with Heath Ledger. Alright, okay. Cool. I don't know. I remember someone's got a pedal board. My pal Andrew's got a pedal board that's done like the Joker. Or one of you guys. Someone sent me a picture and they'd built a pedal board and they'd got they'd made their own cables and stuff, so it was all, purple cables with green connectors and quite impressive. Yeah. Catch you later, Kevin. Cheers for coming in. Haha, there you go. The Bucky, which is, I don't know if you've seen, is a mixture of 3 weeks ago's bottle and 4 or 5 weeks ago's bottle. Is going down quite well. It's the first time first time I played the guitar since then as well. Oh, you actually went to Anderton's, your Rickenbacker bass copy to Anderton's to be plecked. Oh. Shaky Boys, I understand why they wouldn't do it, because I don't know how it works now, but I'd certainly remember there was a Rickenbacker they can't be now. They used to be ridiculously over the top and stopping you selling things. If you put Rickenbacker into your eBay listing, Rickenbacker style guitar, it would get pulled immediately for copyright infringement, because I had one. And you're like, and I couldn't even put in 330 or whatever it was. I just put in John Lennon type guitar to sell it. It was a Tanglewood. But they're really at it. I remember my pal was after he had a Rickenbacker, like a real one, and the tailpiece thing was snapped. The thing that's got an R on it was snapped, and he tried to buy another one, and the only way you can buy another one is if you send the broken one to Rickenbacker. They'll only send you one if you've already sent, once they've received your broken one, they'll send you one that isn't broken. So I don't know how much that goes. Yeah, I mean, that was the thing. The thing about if the two volume thing might be interesting. I don't know. It's the idea if you turn, it's a jazz bass in it. I'd imagine what's going to happen. It'll be the same as a jazz bass. See, when you've got both pickups on full bung, it'll be great. But see, if you turn one of them down just a wee bit, there'll be a wee bit. A wee sort of almost like a wah-wah frequency bit, just when you turn it down a wee bit, where you get this pure awesome sort of, they call it out of phase sound, when you're in position 2 on a guitar, on a Strat. It's not out of phase, it's not electrically out of phase, but you know what I mean, it just, a bit of that. Anderton's, I don't know, I mean, the thing is, I know exactly where I would go if I was going in there. I'd be straight to the second-hand bit to see what they had. But then again, I think you're probably all a little bit like me, where it's like you can... Once you've had... If you only need one guitar, then maybe you go in there and buy a guitar, but it's much better just to have interesting ones that are more interesting. That's it, you know what I mean? It's like, what about this guitar? Is that better than a Mexican Strat or that? Well, yeah, but you can't look it up to find that out. You have to have a shot of it. And it'll be like, my God, this is so much... No, there's nothing wrong with Mexican Strats. But they're not as interesting, straight up. Even if they were exactly the same, you know, the same quality, same price as this, and you could buy a brand new, blah, blah, blah. It's not as interesting because there's lots of them. You just look it up on eBay and find it. This one, it's like, oh, where are you going to find one of them? You might find our Roadster, but it won't be this model, I wouldn't have thought. The other tip you ain't tried yet is something like a woolly mammoth, very bitty Velcro, nasty goodness. The Rowan Frenzy is a good one. I need to have a look at it. When the ones I've got, I need to try it again. There was one called a G fuzz, the germanium fuzz, and the reason they stopped using germanium and they started using silicone was because generally it was really unpredictable and it went mental. And the first time I used it was sounding great, and the second time it was fucking mental. It sounded like that wee Z-Fex fuzz factory. I don't know whether the germanium bits were too hot or too cold or something, but it was like really, you know, it didn't operate the way you would think. It wasn't a case of, oh, if you turn the fuzz down and the volume up, you'll get a sort of clean sound. No. It just kind of seemed to do completely random things when you set the dials. The dials didn't seem to be connected to or they're connected to something, but not doing what they say. I don't know. There was a rocking better Rickford. I was really tempted to get it. I don't know. And the fuzzies. I mean, I wish I knew a bit more about fuzzies. Definitely that one. Whatever that one there is a Big Muff, because it sounds exactly the same as the Big Muff, and the knobs do the same thing. I don't know what that pink one is. It's obviously, it'll be a copy of something. Most likely a, what are they called? Moore. Most likely a Moore pedal. In fact, no, it says on it. I know it took it to bits. It's a Rowan something? What was that word you said? A Rowan Super Fuzz? Oh. At least it's fine. I fuck off. I'm going to get both of them fixed at the same time, because I've still got that one. So those two, that one there fixed. It's like I'm really missing out on it. Happened during lockdown. Couldn't go to the dentist. Forgot about it. Just got on with it. Not good enough. Rickenbacker polish things, they just peel the black market. Well, I suppose that's the thing. You just don't get fake Rickenbackers. Even then, the Jen's got the Harley Benton sort of like 401 copy. It's not really that close, but you can see it's a little bit like it. Yeah. Interesting over Elitist anyway, could own a Gibson, but everyone is a random off-brand 70s. Well, exactly. The thing is, there's an element of chance in buying these things. I got a little bit cocky, obviously, at one point, started to realise that one of the secrets is, if you're into the right type of guitar, the same kind of guitar that I like, if it's from Japan and it's from sort of 1981 to 83, it'll be amazing. Most of my guitars are that one. Before that, they're expensive and heavy. The coffee table era, that's when you get your like the Washburn Falcon and stuff like that. And this is kind of the last of them, because after this, the Gem came out, or the RG came out. The modern RG, not that this is an RG, and everything changed. But at this point, they were still trying to make, and they were all fighting with each other to make more interesting guitars. That and that and that, and not that as an SG and that. It's like they tried to improve the guitar, not go, oh, we'll make a Telecaster with, or we'll make a Stratocaster with it. No, we'll try and make the best guitar design. I think anyone can. It's the thing about slowly. It's a wee bit of that. You've got to be able to sit back and have your own opinion on it, sort of thing, which is difficult. I get it. It's like, what's the best one? And it's like, well, it doesn't matter whether Led Zeppelin 4 is better than Led Zeppelin 3. I might just like Led Zeppelin 3 better. That's it. So you can't, without having heard them both and made your own decision, decide which one you like better, because it's not a case of which one's better, it's which one you like better. And there's an awful lot of that in guitars as well, because you can't really, it's the guitar, the whole thing, everything about it is not just, oh, it's made of better wood, it's more expensive, it doesn't matter where it's just all the bits together. And the more expensive the guitar gets, the more important every little shitty bit is. 11 hour from Anderton's was the only place I could find with a plec machine. And I look around when I was basically pushing the East Coast brand, lots of East Coast copies. I actually watched a program in Anderton's yesterday, and it was Chappers doing his blindfold test thing. And the thing is, they were sitting there, and he was sitting without the blindfold on, with 10 strats or 8 strats or something lined up behind him, talking to Lee, going, right, we're going to put the blindfold on, right, here we go. And Lee's like, happy, right, I'm just going to go from one side to the other. The guy's sitting right next to him, so he knows whether he's picking up that one or the one that's behind you. You're going to know that spatial awareness. So therefore, you kind of have an idea what's there, and he gave the East Coast one the second highest mark or something like that. So I don't know. Maybe they are good. Have you looked at 70s LP records recently, Mr. Whitesnake? They're bloody expensive. I need to sell, I don't know, 500 records or something. Ones I don't listen to. You know, it's like, I'm not, obviously, it was lovely having the records, actually, because I've got all the records. But hopefully when I move, I'll have somewhere we can actually get at them. I've got them all downstairs, and I was like, oh, welcome to my nightmare. I was like, here. Took 2 minutes to find it. You see the dust coming off it since the last time that was listened to. But yes, just having the actual one. None of you are pissing about, well, just listen to it on YouTube. No, listen to it there, that's it. And that's the one that I've always listened to. So there'll be any sort of slight scuffs and fizzles and scratches will be my scuffs and fizzles and scratches. I was going to do it when we get back with the Black Sabbath band. We're going to be doing Symptoms of the Universe. I've already made a pact with the singer that we're doing it. So we're going to do it. And I want to have on my wee loop pedal, you know, the one that I use for playing the War Pigs air raid siren, I want it to have Don't Start Too Late, which is the wee instrumental before Symptom of the Universe starts. And I want it to be my record version of it, so it's got the same, because that's part of it. Because you're listening to, it's almost good that it's there, because you're listening to go, oh, that song's a bit quiet, but hold on, the scratches are quite loud. So it can't be quiet, it must be quiet music, but with loud scratches. Dun, 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 dun. It's like, yes, it's amazing. An Encore chicken faker. I don't know, did Encore copied? I bet you didn't do that for very long. I do like a heavy Japanese up. The thing about these things, Tony, is it's a case of, maybe you are going to be able to tell by looking at it, sort of. I mean, still, one of the best Les Pauls I've ever played was Gordon. My pal Gordon has it, and it's an Antoria gold top. And it's a bolt-on, but it's fucking brilliant. It really is. It looks exactly like a Les Paul and sounds exactly like one, but it feels really good, and it's really bright and airy. You know, when you hit it, it's pure brang. It's like, yes! Whereas I've played so many Gibson ones, and you go, nah. Like, oh, you've got to plug it in. It's like, yeah, but if it sounds good, you know what I mean? It's like a really good guitar, if you just basically mic'd up the strings without putting pickups in it, should still sound good. I know, JHS is closing down. I just sold the JHS vintage telly, actually. I thought they turned into Stag. Because I remember we used to go into, when I was a student stuff, going into McCormick's, and they had like, McCormick's sold things like knobs and nuts and, you know, switch tips and all that crap, and stupid patch cables, and they were all JHS branded. All of that stuff was JHS branded. And then it all became Stag branded, you know, just things like, you know, cymbal stands and music stands and mic stands and all that. So I assumed they'd been replaced. But I don't think they closed down as such. I think I'd imagine it's the owner's son has ran it for so many years, and he's retiring, and it's just like, just stop doing it then. You know what I mean? Rather than try to sell the company or tie things up. So it's a bit of a shame. They do good stuff. Big consistent of Alice Cooper album. Went to see him Wembley Pool 74. Right, wow. I saw him in the... Oh shit, was it the Pavilion? In Edinburgh last week. But he was really good. But yeah, I don't have him. The thing is, I was sitting there and it's like, I probably haven't listened to this record in 20 years. Because I've got the DTS DVD audio version of it, and I'm the only person in the world who's got a system capable of playing DVD audios and super audio CDs in 5.1 sound, and it's been proper mixed into surround sound, from the master tapes. So it's literally just the singing coming out the centre speaker for bits, and just that guitar, no bleed anywhere. It's kind of mental. Get a wee bit. Actually, when I did set it up here last year, and you have the surround sound stuff is a bit overwhelming, and you can't really deal with it in your head until you're used to it. Once you're used to it, it's amazing, but it's kind of really bizarre. 3 LPs. I thought you said records as long players. A Columbus, a K, and the Dreamy 2010 Epiphone Plus. I'm sorry, I've never played an Epiphone that was pure amazing. The best Epiphone I've ever played. But it's like, even then, I can't sell it because it was my first guitar, but I mean, I don't need it. I'm not even that much a huge SG fan. I've got that one. Which, even though it's like, oh, that was my first guitar, it was only like about 2 years before I bought that one. I did learn all my Black Sabbath on that, though. Yeah. But I mean, again, it's that thing about there's a taste element to it. It's not a case of it being better. It's like, yes, I like Welcome to My Nightmare better than, I don't know, the earlier Alice Cooper stuff, which I'm sure other people go, oh no, love it to death. Not that's the best one. And it's like, that's fine. They're both completely different. So there's elements of that. I'm sure they're both very good. Away on tour with Judas Priest last month. Last night was a double header with Alice Cooper at the O2 Arena in London. He's a lovely bloke, genuinely. I think so, yes. He didn't, I think, I mean, he just knows, he's just comfortable with what it is. I mean, his show is fantastic. It's one of those things that you almost defy somebody to go to a gig like that and not think it was amazing. Because, I mean, even if you don't know anything, you're going to know School's Out, and you're going to, the guillotine and all, and the guitar. You're going to love it anyway, regardless of what music it is. It's just a fantastic system, amazing. Got some great Epiphone guitars. Yeah, but we can agree to differ on that. I'm quite happy to go. You might be right, but I've just not really. I've never come across an Epiphone that's been like pure. Wow, that's as good as something like this. It's like, no, I mean, obviously you do get them, I'm sure. Gibson used a trial before they used the high-end version. It's based on the Slash's fake he used in the early days, so it's not really an Epiphone. So it's based on a fake one. Maybe, I don't know. Possibly. It depends. If you think, in order for an Epiphone to be awesome, if it was a Les Paul, it would have to be quite different from a Gibson Les Paul. I don't really like Gibson Les Paul. Sorry. I remember the Snakebit one's worth hundreds of money. The one with the top hat on it. I remember them being new when I started playing the guitar, about 450, 500 quid. And then they just shot up. It was just curious. Alice played. No, is it? He used to have a funny thing to say about golf. Still on the hunt for an Epiphone SG. They're different. The thing is that guitar, in many ways, is a better guitar than that guitar. But that guitar's an SG. It's obviously it is an SG, blah blah blah. But it doesn't feel like one. It's got different. They've made it's not the same. It's not a copy of the design. It's only a copy of the shape. So it's lightweight, and the neck's in a different position, and the neck's much thinner, much easier to play. The action's much lower. It's much more sleek and well worked out than the real one. But any real ones I've played have been more like that one. It's kind of weird. It's so much of it's in your head. An authentic statement requires you to sell a kidney. Well, yeah. Upgraded to Slash specs, it looks like his. Yeah. This would go with the Epiphone Les Paul Club. I'm trying to think. I'm not sure I have ever owned an Epiphone Les Paul. Even like as a trade, when I say Epiphone Les Paul, I mean the standard. Obviously, I've had the one I do like, the special 2, the cheap one with the bolt-on neck. They're great. They're fine. No, I've got no issues with them. It's only when you start going up to 400 or 500 quid and you're getting it where the guitar isn't really any better. You know what I mean? No, I was worried with thick necks. No, it's got a thin neck. Depends which one it is. Was it 95 or something? 96? It wasn't that year I bought it in. S6. 96, but it's like, there's a lot. See, see this bit here? This bit gets thinner going this way. So it's thinner here than the rest of the guitar. And this tribute one that I had that I swapped for that amp was the same as that. So it feels, you think this guitar's much thinner, but it's only that bit there. Because if you compare that bit to the Gibson, like the Gibson has a thick pointy bit, and that's got a thin pointy bit. You see the difference? It's not that much in it, but it really does feel like a completely different guitar. The neck's definitely not the same either. But the later on, the cheaper Epiphone ones feel like that. When they went to China, they feel more like that than this. Yeah, these are all very useful things. The only thing wrong with the Epiphone ones is the headstock, which is intentionally shite looking. Changed my Mustang to single coils. Right, Mustangs are up. Alright. Coil splits. Zach Wild Bullseye for less than 200. It's really well made and looks ace. Oh, the Gibsons. Yes, it depends what you're after. I mean, I have played Gibsons that were really good. I had a Les Paul I sold to my pal Alan, actually. For me, it's that there's no... Obviously, Gibson's not a brand. So I could buy a Gibson Les Paul and you could buy a Gibson Les Paul, and they're made completely different factories. We both bought them from the same advert for the same price. But mine's made of MDF and isn't a guitar, whereas yours is actually quite good. It's basically just an Epiphone with a different headstock. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I just don't know how you choose other than play them, because I mean, I've had a few Gibsons that have been literally not a guitar. I bought one for $5. I bought a set of tuning pegs off, I think he'd probably bought them for the Gibson, and it arrived and it's been badly packed, so there was a slight split with the neck's glued in. So basically put it glue, clamp it, it was fine. And he's like, up here, do you want it? And I was like, up here, no, I don't want a Gibson. He's like, I don't want it in. I really don't. It arrived broken. I just want some of my money back. And it was basically, I ended up going up here, just give 20 quid for the tuners then, and you can have the Gibsons. And it was like, it was so bad. It was like, everything was like, see the tuners, see if you just went, you could probably just pull them right out the guitar. That kind of thing. Made by a company who, yeah, no, totally, we can make things out of wood, brilliant. What, window frames, no problem. You know, picture frames, or small painted wooden duck, all these things, no problem. Yeah, we'll make a guitar. Give us a picture and we'll make it. But more to it than that. Oh. I actually bought the Gibson I did buy when I was in China was it a Buckethead one? It was no, it was similar. It was a white gold hardware Les Paul standard set neck single humbucker. It looked stunning, and I sent it back. I paid 50 quid for it. But this is like the top end one. See, when the neck had been put on, if you imagine, see, it's a set neck, but see this step. Imagine this step being, you know, like an inch on this side and a quarter of an inch on this side, so the whole neck was sitting like that, which you can get round. You know, obviously it's just a tunematic bridge. You just tilt. In fact, I think it was a like a badass type thing. So you can just tilt it and then tilt the pickups, but then you're playing. So I sent it back. It was very well built, but things like that, that's quite a major flaw in a guitar. So that was why I also, to be honest, I have no idea how I was going to get it home from China, because all the other ones just went in my case. My case isn't that long. Oh, I'm getting cut up. I've got an original Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon LP open air market for $3. They cost how much? Holy shit, I don't know. I've got the original Dark Side of the Moon in mint condition with the 2 stickers and the poster. One of the posters has been on my wall for years, so it's all smoky and stuff, and faded, but they're all there. I don't know how much that's worth these days. They did sell quite a lot of Dark Side of the Moon, though. That's the thing. I found I always knew I had another Atomic Rooster record. Not the good one, unfortunately, the first one. And I've got like the greatest hits in a later on one, and I've been listening to it in the car aboard with my pal. It's my favourite one. It's called In Hearing of Atomic Rooster. Fucking amazing. What an album. So I do have that. I'll look it up. See, it was £138. We were going for on eBay. So you start wondering, I've got like 1,500 records, all bought for a couple of quid. But who knows what I've got? And I bet you it's not the ones you think. I don't think Welcome to My Nightmare won't be worth anything. Saying that, it might be worth a tenner. You know what I mean? But there's other ones, but I just bought it because I like the cover, and it's like I've never even fucking heard of them still. So who knows? Chipophones. I was like, you didn't get it. It's the chicken backer. No, you said something else. Chicken Rick Faker. No, it's chicken backer. No, they were doing them. Yes, you could buy the Epiphone. When I was looking at guitars in China, obviously I had whatever their equivalent of Amazon was. I wasn't even buying them direct from the factory. I was just buying them on whatever their equivalent of Amazon was. And I don't know what the most expensive guitars they were, but I mean, I was looking at Telecasters where the cheapest guitars you could get were 20 quid. And they were all shit-looking Strats. Once you got to 30 quid, was it? It was 30 quid, you got the first Telecaster, which was, you could get in base colours. And then the one that I got after that, Dave bought it. It was like, it had binding and all this shit, and it was fucking amazing. But I'd bought from a couple of factories first, and one of the factories, it was called Fire Eagle. They were brilliant. The other one I bought wasn't brilliant. It was all right. It was a Harley Benton, basically. But yeah. The expensive one, it was $108. Just I think it was £200 in your case. This levels. Just a shit. Skim out on this one. What are we talking about here? I'm sorry, I'm a wee bit out. First time I've had a drink in 3 weeks or something like that. Catch you later, Jez. I'll be away again, but I'll be back, and it'll be improved. I'll be a little bit more YouTubey, a bit more pro, perhaps. Obviously, if I do go a bit more pro, I'll obviously have to have a secondary channel where I can just talk pish. But there we go. Yeah. Yes, I heard that about the Dark Side of the Moon. It was in. Oh, where was it? No, there was somewhere that all they did. There was a factory. Was it in Slovakia or Ukraine or something like that? It was owned by EMI, and all they did was print CDs of Dark Side of the Moon for the entirety of the 90s. I don't know how big the unit was, but basically that's what they did. Or it might have been records. I'm not really if you accept the challenge. Of course I'll accept the challenge, depends what it is. Eating a jobby, £200. Middlesex, okay. I think there was, that might be true, but I'm pretty sure there was a CD one. When they first converted it onto CD, they basically had a plant in somewhere in Eastern Europe that only produced that. That's the only CD they made. They just made Dark Side of the Moon. I don't know how true that was. You hear these things. It could be a skewed version of what you heard that I heard from something else. Or it could be a skewed version of what I heard that you heard. I'll be honest, I don't really like Dark Side of the Moon. No, it's alright. But it's not my... Is it? I doubt. Is it in the top? It's not in my top 5 Pink Floyd albums. It'd be Meadow, Animals. No, Atom Heart Mother. I'm maybe not a huge Pink Floyd fan, even though I do quite like them. But they're not. Again, maybe it's a little bit of the Les Paul thing. Everyone else likes them, therefore I don't. Fuck you. Must be trying to focus. Hoping it's not the bucket that's not making me focus. I don't know. Unfortunately, Jez, I can't remember what the last accept the challenge was. I hope I accepted it. Shaky Blues. Don't worry. He's going nowhere. I just spent... See, trying to work out... This is almost like the bass version of this guitar. Everyone who's ever played this has gone, how much? It's like, no, it's mine. It's fucked up. It's an Aria Thor sound, the cheapest one. And it's obviously the scratch plate's broken. But I really, really, really want to put a fuzz pedal in it, and it just doesn't fit. It's really annoying. Because I just can't live without having a fuzz pedal and a bass. It's like, just kind of try and squeeze it in there. It's like, there's not really. It's like, nah. I might need to learn how to. You might actually have to take the pedal to bits or something. I don't know. But I really want to put a thing in that. It's one of those ones. The headstock's been held together, has been split and held together with screws, so it's not worth any money. Hence why you can do what you want. Same with something like Judge Death. That was 25 quid. That cost 30 quid if you include all the parts. Completely built. When I got it, I had it functioning for that 30 quid and played in the studio, and then it was like, fucking put a P-bass pickup in it, and it's like, it's going to be stereo, it's got a jazz. I kept adding shit. And to say that, I don't really know that much about Buckethead. I do quite like his guitar though. What was the other one? It was it kind of looks similar. It's a Flying V, an Epiphone Flying V someone had, and it's like all white, including a white fingerboard. Why don't you get painted fingerboards anymore? Because I would buy a guitar. There's a Dean guitar. I think it would be the bass version I'm thinking of, and it's slime green. It's got a slime green fingerboard. The bass itself's not that interesting looking, but I want it just because of the slime. I want a painted fingerboard. It should be a thing. Can't you do with that Encore bass and just install the controls in the scratch plate? No, it's just not. It's because it's not a P bass. It's just not, because I need a wee bit to get round there. So it's like it's ball hair touching the strings and going under it. It's so close, but just not going in there. It's really annoying. I think I much prefer. I really like the idea, like what I did with Jen's P-bass, of having one pickup that goes through the fuzz pedal and one that doesn't. So you can have... It sounds pretty good just having a fuzz pedal in it, but it's really nice having the clean with just a wee tiny bit of fuzz. So you're not playing fuzz bass. You've just got like a wee background. Makes it sound like you're playing to a massive amp miles away. Lovely. Listen to Buckethead. I'm sure I watched a concert, a gig he did. I think it was just him and a drum machine, maybe. It was just like, I don't know. Vinyl released in March 1973. CDs didn't come in until March 1983 Europe. Yep. Yeah, I think, but I was saying, I think but obviously as soon as, when Darkseid, I know it was in the top 100 for 30 years or whatever it was, but when CDs came out, everybody wanted to buy Dark Side of the Moon again on CD, so it went, I don't know if it went to number one, but it was back up in the top 10 as soon as it came out and climbing, because everybody, the Dark Side of the Moon was the thing to show off your fancy hi-fi. Thought Jen was going to get pasted the painted necks around. I think it just takes fucking ages to do. Yeah, I'd like a painted neck. It's one of those things. It's like, I don't know. It's like I keep going from. There's another JPAC saying. I'm now thinking I would rather have a scratch plate on that. I think. So I mean, well, if I was one of you lot and didn't know Jen, I would have bought something like that. And I would have two and I would take like just a boring black one. I would take the scratch plate off that one, put it on the boring black one, make it exciting, and then put whatever the scratch plate in that one was on that one, just to give it a bit more focus. No, I think talking about bucket is quite good. Talking about a total mind. Sorry, look away, Sloaney. Look away. Look at that one. It's pure mental. You can't focus on it. What I think Jen should do is I think she should take little photos of just that bit and then have that as an art print, because it looks like it's like you look at it, you go, oh, it's just concrete, but it is. Look at it. It's total madness. I don't know if anyone's ever taken magic mushrooms, but imagine being on magic mushrooms and someone pulled out that, you'd just be like pure whoa. That's been a while, but yeah. Kill switch is fucking easy. Put kill switches in everything. And to be honest, actually, I've fitted, I don't know, I'm going to say well more than 10. I've fitted 20 kill switches to guitars, and I've never owned a guitar with a kill switch. Well, when I say owned, it's never been one of my guitars. I have owned it. Do you know what I mean? I do own some guitars that aren't mine. That makes sense? You know, like I've got like a few Encore Strats that are going to be Buckified. So I do own them, but they're not mine. And same with the Buckycasters. I kind of detach myself from things. When I used to do buying and selling and fixing up and stuff like that, which I don't really do anymore. Guitars seem to find me. But so I've never really learned how to use one. And it's every time I put them in a different place. And it's one of those things again. Do I really like when you start off using a tremolo? What do you use a tremolo for? I'll play my song. You know what I mean? You do it at the end of songs. I don't think this is in tune anymore. Yeah, D's lost it. Huh. I think one of the truths about going mental with a Floyd any tremolo is do that on a guitar you've been playing all day. Don't do it on a guitar that hasn't been played in a month. It's just hanging in the wall and you pick it up and play it, and it won't hold. Buckethead is a baritone, is it? Baritone's fun. The thing that I know it can't be done. I was talking to my Dave earlier on about the baritone thing. It's like you get a bass, right, and then you get like an electric guitar, and then in the middle of that you've got the baritone and the Fender 6 and all that. The problem with all these things is, and the 8-string bass fits in there as well, none of them are as good as just a P bass and a Strat and a Les Paul. It's like they're all really good, but not as good as. So that's kind of why they're not a thing. Although in saying that, I have been last night I was watching. I was like, presidents of the USA. And I was like, Pierre, Lumpy, they're great. And to be honest, I don't think I've heard them since I was working in the co-op. So probably when it was relatively recent. And he was like, watch this. We watched a video of them playing at Mount Rushmore. It took me a couple of seconds to realize, all right, because the presidents of the United States in the background. But it's fucking brilliant. They're amazing. The guitarists, or the guy playing the guitar's only got 3 strings, and the guy playing the bass has like he's got 2 strings, but it's not really a bass. It's just like a really sloppy, and it's like the way they play it is just unbelievable. With only 3 of them, and they're just making up all these gaps, and they really blew my mind for how clever it was. It's almost like if you imagine you're another guitarist, and I take the top 3 strings off my guitar, and you take the top 3 strings off your guitar, and then we play. No, I take the top ones off, you take the bottom ones off, and then we play chords. So we can half in for an A, do you know what I mean? And we can half in for a G, which They do. That's why they're so heavy when they're playing. And the thing is, because one of us is playing, you know, and the other one's playing, which is great. You can have a slightly different sound, but also you can have that one going, but these ones going, but they're both the same, and you just end up with this they're fucking brilliant. I'm meant to look that record out earlier on. I've listened to the Presidents of USA. I don't know if they'd be good. I don't know if they'd be good in the studio. It was live, but wow, pretty amazing. Who's MBV? You mean I don't know who MBV is, but yeah. I must have said the other thing with things like Epiphones, even if they were better, you know they're going to sell because people know what they are. I don't know how easy it would be to sell a Roadster, or something more obscure. I don't know what are these worth. You know, you can't look up completed listings, therefore no one else can. So you go, well, if I took the quality of that guitar, what should it be? Well, I don't know, 800 quid, a grand, something like that. Not worth that, but I mean, if that had said Gibson on it or Fender on it, and it was a model that people knew about, it would be fucking right up there. You know what I mean? I'd put that up against any Fender, really. A bass tune like a guitar, something like that, yeah. But there's bits of it, so when you get to the verses, you get the dun 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 dun. You know, it's like you get the sort of melody and the rhythm. So you get two parts for the verses with the singing. But then when it comes to the chorus, they can both do that thing where they both play half the chord each, and you get this pure, really powerful, it sounds like an 8-string bass, but then they can split it in half again. Oh, it's really clever. I think, watching that wee concert, I think about 25 minutes, 30 minutes long, every song on it's amazing. I'm not sure if there's really anything else you can do. I think they've kind of used the whole amount of songs that you can play like that in there, while they're still sounding relatively different to each other. Very good. All your normals. They do. No, I think it gets BX perhaps with the baritone is, see when you're battering out a big open G. Oh, it's not an open G though, but because it's thingy, so the songs that you get chords that go together, so you would get like your F. You get that, so that's F, C, G as your open chords. On a baritone, it'll be the D, A, E. So you can still play the open chords, but the thing is, when you're playing a G, it's not actually a G, B, C, D. It's an E you're playing. So that's an E, but you're playing a G shape. So it's got those ringing notes in the middle. It's kind of mental. Yes, I love it. It just makes it very difficult to... You have to transpose. I mean, that's what my point with the Fender 6 was. It's still an E. You can't do that. The strings don't have the tension. Physically, it's just not possible to get a proper big ring and open chord. You can play chords on it. That kind of thing. But you can't. It doesn't work. Yeah, Mr. White said, there's different types of 6-string bass though. I've got a double neck one that's, so you get the 4 strings in the middle, or your E, A, D, G, and then you've got a lower B, like a 5-string, then you've got a higher C. So it's like a bass in the middle, one on either end. But a Fender 6 is 30-inch scale, so it's like the same length as a short scale bass, but it's still tuned E, A, D, G, B, E. It's just all the strings are down a whole octave. The problem is you have tension problems where you have to be very... Also on a Fender, I built one myself, which is better than the Fender one. The neck, the nut on the Fender 6 is thinner than a jazz bass. What? And it's got 6 strings on it, so it's got a super thin... It's really crazy, so you have to play with a pick of the strings. It's almost like playing a mandolin. The strings are that close together. You can play it, but you have to kind of... You can't, properly batter it. That's just basically why you don't get them very much. The Beatles use one. Yeah, they use one all the time. I think it's on the... There's an isolated bass track of John Lennon playing Helter Skelter. And there's absolutely no point in John Lennon being on that. It's just kind of like... It's literally that, apart from it's a bass. Oh. Hey, Kit Kats! I fucking was about to give up as soon as you went in here. Where were you earlier on? It was just me and Mr. Whitesnake for the first 5 minutes. Two of us. Bastards. Part-timers. It's at the jam night? Ah, right, okay. Fair enough. I hadn't actually thought of that sort of people. I was thinking, yeah, it's the reason they were using the Fender 6 was because, well, obviously Fender just gave them one. That's why they had one. But the reason they were using it in the studio wasn't because it was a 6-string, it's because it wasn't left-handed. I'd never thought of that. No, that's probably exactly why, just because it's a right-handed bass. But I mean, I used to play, it was a right-handed bass, it was a Fender 6 I played with Jesse Ray, my Telecaster one, and then I made one shaped like a claymore, because one of the songs, I think had a at the slow bit, which sounded fucking great on it. You couldn't play chords, but you could. So I played a 6-string bass for that, so it was always pure. But that's where you start getting into this. Because I've always played guitar and bass at the same time, it's like if you just play the bass like a guitar, or the guitar like a bass, you can sort of do it. I found a wee bit with that with the synth guitar as well, the MIDI guitar. It's like, yes, you can, here's the piano sound, right? That doesn't sound like a piano. No, because you can't do that in a piano. Then it sounds like a piano because the sound does sound like a piano, but you never hear a piano strummed. So it's like playing it like the instrument. And one of the things I realised that was, especially for doing the synth stuff, in order to get, using the correct synth sound, in order to get to sound like it, you had to play it like that. And it makes you play it slightly differently, so that does actually sound, even without, if I just use a fuzz pedal, it would sound like the synth, because it's playing it to make it sound like a synth, like a mono synth. You can only ever play one note at a time, otherwise it doesn't sound like a mono synth. Fretless bass blew my mind, yeah. Actually, that pure crazy, hurts your head, makes you sick J-Pax thing, there's a fretless bass, but it's in the garage getting the fretboard clamped back on it again. And yeah, it's got the dots, right? Which fretless basses always have, the dots. So you play not on the dot, but it's actually got like not a fret marker. There's the front's thingy, but it's got a slight slot that runs in maybe 5mm where the fret would be. It just sits flush. So you can see where the frets would be, and then you have to play on the frets. But at a proper fretless bass, it's got the fret markers there, but you don't play on the marker, you play where the note is above it. It's kind of mental. I did get sort of into it. I played gigs with fretless bass, and it's like you get this thing about when you're playing a note, and you're just, it's a long one and you're stuck on it, you can kind of roll your finger. You don't slide it because that changes the note, but if you roll your finger, you can put vibrato on just by, by that. If you imagine there's your string, you're kind of rolling like that, and you end up able to do that. So it's like pure bah. So to get in tune, I wasn't good at hitting exactly the right note immediately, but it would be, but it wouldn't be as obvious as that. It'd just be a slight flatness in, which gave it a very vocal quality, which I did enjoy, but it seemed to be too, too convoluted. And it's like one of the things, I don't know if I really like the sound of fretless bass. There's not really any fretless bass bits I go, oh, that bit, bits that just be a pure eargasm, and not really had any of that. Same with like some things like slide guitar as well. Never had a bit of slide guitar that's made me really want to learn to play it. Otherwise I would have learned to play it. I've been playing for ages, so if I'd really wanted to learn fretless bass, I would be able to do it, but the drive wasn't there. Take on me punk style. I thought you said you could only play 3 songs. I don't remember that being one of them. Fretless bass like a crotch is always a nice treat. Is that a nice treat? I've never tried them. There you go. I think I used to. I think everyone does this. Who does this? Blacktooth Fox does, and I started this way. I was doing a wee bit of recording, and I was having lots of guitars. And I found that I was buying guitars, and then it was inspiring me to record other songs. So like, I'll buy a 12-string guitar. It's a fucking great 12-string guitar because I don't have one of them. And then it was like, so I've got an SG. I've got a bass, and it's like, oh, but if I had one with a Floyd Rose on it, it means that if I wanted to put a Floyd Rose solo in it, I could. I never ended up doing any of these things. And it was like, oh, but if I wanted a fretless bass, I've got these tools. But I ended up not actually using them. And 90%, after I'd been doing some songs, it just ended up being it would just be bass, drums, and guitar straight up, the way I like it. You can play 3 songs on the bass, guitars are different, matter. But the thing is, there's not anything I don't think I can play on the guitar that I can't play on the bass, and vice versa. Really, apart from, it comes in quite badly in the Sabbath songs. Actually, sometimes I play Sabbath songs, and it's like pure, yeah, totally no problem. I can play the riffs, and it gets to the solo, and I'm like, yeah, well, I don't have me playing the bass. I don't play all the notes. Craig and the guitar and the drums fill in the bits because I'm so used to playing them. So it's like I don't play single person versions, although I did when I was playing with Andy with the Judge Death. I was doing it that way with the fuzz bass, playing the one man on a guitar version. Do you know what I mean? You're kind of trying to play all the parts at once. I don't know how to do that. Hey, Kenneth, is resisting the temptation? Yeah, I get it. No, the thing is, I used to use it when I was in the Caravan band. And we'd played the songs that many times. We were good at it. We could probably have played. You could have played them blindfolded. If it was pitch dark, we could still have kept playing. It was that we were that good at doing it. Didn't play them the same every time, but we're that tight. We knew everyone was going on. So it gave me, basically, I'm playing that note and then I'm playing that note. Boo. That's it. And it basically, I got so good that I could basically slide to every single note that we played, and it just became silly. You know what I mean? It was because we were kind of falling out at the time anyway, and the band was kind of falling a bit. So I kind of did that. It probably maybe accelerated things. But you can get some glorious out of tune bits when you're playing a fretless bass. Well, I suppose we're almost at the stage I need to listen to a Strictly Rhythm. You don't want to make it cry or sing, and it's only an old guitar that you can afford. Rhythm guitar's actually harder. I struggle. It's like listen to Creedence Clearwater Revival, and it's like see the Tom Fogerty, his brother. But you so want to go. No, you just got to go. Or this one's It's so difficult. So I'm already changing it, but no, it's like because the temptation is to always give it a wee cha-cha-ching to give it some thing, but you just got to sit back. Oh, amazing! Crotchless panties, Mr. Whiteside. Oh, panties. I know that. None of your tarp gang wear panties at all, but panties are the things you wear them in below your trousers, sometimes called underpants. Yeah, not much of them kicking about. That just comes down to whether you like it or not. Fretless bass, although I will get a shot of that one. The first one I've played since I sold it was a Yamaha, which actually turned into a Land Rover because it was a Stag. No, it was a Yamaha. I must have had a Stag one as well. What did I do with the Yamaha neck? I definitely sold it. Anyway, I had a Yamaha. I can't remember what my point was. Didn't get played very much. But that was definitely 10, 12 years ago, so maybe I'll like it now. The Hydra X-Paps. Yeah. It's pretty impressive. It's really fun. The thing is, it's like I kind of get. It's quite obvious with Paul Gilbert. He's trying to be funny. I don't mean when he's talking. When he's playing solos, there is an element of humour in it. You know, he will go, and it's like it's meant to be funny. It's up here. Wouldn't it be really ridiculous if instead of going the slow bit like you expect, it's got the 12 note string finger tappy bit, and it's like it's silly and it's meant to be funny and it's really entertaining. Steve Vai's the same, but he's not as smiley and as extrovert as a character, so you don't realise that he's trying to be silly. He's going up here. Wouldn't it be fucking ridiculous and really silly if I did this? It was a wee in joke sort of thing. But Hydra stuff's amazing. But you can see him. But I think it's probably quite early when he's started playing it. One of the first live performances, and you can see him laughing when he's doing it. It's up here. What's happened next? It's one of those things you're sitting there going, it's like playing the most beautiful piece of music, and then it's like, and it's like, it's meant to be funny. I'm not saying it's something that I would listen to like on repeat or listen to the record, but I could fucking watch that song again. It was really enjoyable. I don't know. I don't get it if there's people with one leg. Why? Sure, it'd be the people with three. Or maybe folks is like Willie's just too big to fit in pants, so you have to. I don't know what would be the point in wearing them then, I suppose. I don't know. Yeah, if I get more... I did. I was relatively early setting up because I wasn't sure whether this was going to work. How's the screen for everyone, by the way? Because I've found out a way of doing it. So I've actually got... I'm using the OBS program thing. So I've got proper volume, so the volume should be good rather than just using YouTube. And I've got the chat coming out in a special pop window, which is actually sitting over the side. And I've got a thing with the pop window. Hold on. Hey, JPax, you've just missed us talking about you. I told everyone to avert their eyes and showed them your new Pollock thing, or whatever you call it. Actually, you've got a wee bit there. Aye, thing me. Yeah, so the Westfield, which was brand new, nut's missing, so I had to buy another one. Well, it's not missing, it's got a big chunk out it, so I didn't have one. I do have one for the fretless bass. We've just been talking about fretless basses and how they might be good or might not be good. I don't know. The one the Yamaha had, I went to Edinburgh to buy it, and I bought it off Jethro Tull's keyboard player. I talked to him on the phone, but it was his pal that was selling it. He's like, up here, yeah, this is... He's a keyboard player in Jethro Tull. All right. And I was like, up here, yeah, I can't remember. I was like, would you take 90 for it? I think is what I said. He's like, well, okay, and that was it. It's like, crushes plus mudpacks. I'm not putting, but no, but it's Johnny J Packs. That was only a little segue. We're talking about crotchless panties just now, for some reason. So that amount of time before it's, back to the usual tarp. But yeah. More cover. Crotchless plus mud flaps, and it's like flaps. Flaps is such a lovely word, isn't it? I remember my pal Steesh when I was at secondary school. I don't know how would it be, second or third year or something like that. And we were, when the teacher's out the room and everyone's shouting and everyone blah 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 talking and all that, and then obviously the teacher comes in, people's talking, and there's always somebody, and for Steesh at the end of his course just went like flaps, and it was just like, even the teacher was like, that's ridiculous. I'm putting people off fretless bass in general. I don't know, but in saying that, I don't know, I've not played fretless bass for 15 years, and I must be better on the bass than I was 15 years ago. Although I had a horrible thing earlier on. I was talking to Dave, who was asking me about pickups. I was like, I've got that, what do you call it, bass? The 5-string bass with the pickups, whatever it was. I was like, I'll send my video, and I looked it up, and it's only 5 years ago, and my hair is jet black. My hair has gone grey in the last 5 years. Like, it wasn't grey at all. Whatever happened to my hair, I went to China, and my hair never recovered. It went all frizzy, and it's still frizzy. So don't go to China, because it kills your hair. Or I'm getting old. One of the two. I don't know. Probably more. The Shivering Sheiks at the... Shivering Sheiks sounds like quite a... I don't know, is that racist? Are they... I don't know. What are sheiks? Are they like... They're like, is it Arabian princes sort of things? Or, you know, that's probably... No, not racist, it's ignorant, so I admit being ignorant. They do sound quite good, though. Actually, my pal Alan's down at some tribute festival. He's in the Anthrax tribute band Aranthrax, because of Arran, which is an island just over there. And they've got a T-shirt that's Sabbath Bloody Aranthrax, which I quite liked. So it's like just Sabbath Bloody and then the name of their band. I might need to try and buy one of them. In fact, I'll just say he's one of those T-shirts. Was it last year? The year before? I was going to drive their tour bus. Well, they were going to hire a van. They went in, because it was an overnight thing, probably because they wanted to drink and all that. Like, oh, do you want to drive down? And I was like, up here, ah. And it was like, we'll give you money. And it's like, money is up here. Well, I want as much food and Rockstar energy drink to do the journey, right? Done, like a hotel room or whatever it was, yeah. And I want one of your T-shirts, but I want one that says Road Crew on the back of it. So that was the deal, but the thing fell through before it happened. I was up for that. Undercrackers. Well, is that what you call pads? See, the thing is that, in Britain, it's quite a funny and good description of something. What do you think of the new album? It's Pants. That new song's Pants. But that's because... For us, pants are underpants. They're just pants. These are trousers. These are not pants. Do you know what I mean? It's like, so you Americans are wrong. Pants are, if you're out in your pants, which, you know, you could easily be out in my pants, walking down the street, you know, top off, it's hot, in my pants, that's fine. People would go, okay, that guy's a bit fat and a bit white, but they wouldn't be pure offended if I was just in my pants, like pants, not pants. The police would get phoned. That's how it goes. Scants, yes, scants are they small pants? I do remember scants being a thing as well. I don't know where that quite. When did it become scants and pants? But you would never say that guitar's scants because you'd be like, what? Really? Right. You would say that guitar's pants. Ah. Little things in the language, innit? And what's the point in changing things? I have to say that bottle of Bucky is awful nice. I think it's like a lot of things. A bit like fish suppers. See, fish suppers, I have worked out the trick with fish suppers is, apart from buying them on special occasions, like when I'm at Inverary, basically, because they're the best fish suppers, but only having one a year, or when you actually feel it one. I mean, I really, really like fish suppers just now. I've not had one this year. I don't think I've had one this year, but I really like them. But it's like, see, when it becomes just like, I'll have another fish supper because I had one last week. It's not the same. It was kind of the same with whatever it was I was talking about, like Bucky. So you're better off not drinking. You get better value out of not drinking. Got the tribute sheets at the Clutha. The bass band was playing a double bass. Immense sound. Needed a removal truck to transport it. Wow. I mean, I've never had a shot of a double bass, but I had a pal Seth had one. He was like, I sold him a bass or whatever it was. It was in Mary Hill. He was like, you ever play a double bass? And I was like, no. And he's like, I've got one through next door. So into his spare room, and it was like pure. There, and I was like, my God, that's a really small window you've got in this room. And it was like, no, it's like a double bass is one of those things that, see, when you start getting closer to it, you go, my God, it's still coming. You know, he was only, 6 feet away holding this thing. He was like, up here, I have a shot, and it was coming towards me, and it was already the size I thought it was. And then it got closer, and I was like, oh, what the fuck? And you're thinking, oh, how'd you play a double bass like that? No. Like that. It's like, it would honestly be easier, because I have tried this, obviously, with the double necks and stuff. Playing this guitar, standing behind me when I'm holding it, would be easier than actually playing a double neck. mean, you've got no chance. You're not even seeing the side of the fretboard. But I mean, if you can play it well, that'd be amazing. Underwear Gover. Is that still a thing? I know there's a new Superman film. To be honest, I get so fed up with superpower films. Like before they got even more ridiculous and double down on them. Does Superman? There's a Superman just now, isn't there? Has he still got his pants on the outside? I would hope so. A double bass. He used to spend all his money on the most random music stuff, but end up selling it recently and buying a PS5. Well, it's quite a different thing. I knew Blacktooth Fox was on. Used to roadie for, I can't remember which band it was, but he used to literally sleep in the case for it. And I was like, oh yeah, totally. I can imagine you can sleep inside. Then he sent me a picture of him, like sleeping during a gig in. It was like a gig bag for a double bass, and he was just in it. And it was great. It was almost like quilted. No, it was basically, it wasn't zipped up, but he was in it, sleeping, curled up. And you're like, well, so there you go. There is that. Oh, that's right. Mr. Whiteside said you were on the island. What island was it? If it's just a wee island, I wouldn't know what it was. Had fish once, but a lot. Hey, Sean, the T-shirt's been a total disaster. I've not sorted it out yet. I'll sort it out when I come back. After all the fucking about, it's about 5 times I've tried to get T-shirts. I took this T-shirt in to a T-shirt shop so I could physically talk to someone and say, I want this right here, this T-shirt. I wasn't wearing it. I want this T-shirt. Take all your things, and then thinking that's going to sort it. It's going to be the right colour and everything and the right size. And I got them and they're fucking huge. And it's just like I haven't been back to go, what the fuck? I mean, I was wearing one of them and I had another one and so the 2XL, and it's like, I don't know what a 2XL is normally, but I mean, I'm not a 2XL. A 2XL's like much bigger. It's like it's an over-the-shoulder model for me. You know, it's like, it's not just a case of, oh, it's a bit baggy. It's a case of the neck's so big your shoulder pokes at it. Bastards. Sloaney's back. Stop the crotchless panties and stuff talk. But yes, Sean, once I get it working, I will ship them to the US. I just need to work out how to do it. It's like, the problem is I did try these, see the ones you get on, like, I can't remember what the companies were called, the ones that other people use to do their merch things. I don't want to rip folk off. I'm not happy with you spending £30 on a t-shirt, which I think shit and not worth £30, and I get £1. So what's the... I don't like that. But I think if you're selling, you know, you offload it onto someone else. I was thinking I would quite like to actually just be able to get the t-shirts for under a tenner, sell them for 20 quid, and, you know, make a tenner, but you're also getting a t-shirt that I think is worth 20 quid. It's the same with the guitars. I really struggle selling guitars that I don't think are worth, but they are. I mean, I had a Harley Benton Telly, which I know was worth 150 quid. Sold it for 100 because I don't think it's worth 150. I don't think it's worth 100 quid, but it's like, well, at least with that, you can sell it. You can put it onto eBay and that's what you'll get for it. You know what I mean? But it's like a t-shirt. I hate ripping folk off. Yeah, but we've said all the rude and funny stuff there, Sloaney, so we're now on to crotchless panties not been that very good. I think, to be honest, you're probably the only one who's ever tried them on. I've seen them in pictures. I know what they are, but you're a 3XL. Well, there you go. Yeah, totally. I'll send you a 2XL one, Sean, if you want. No problem. Just message me at Mad Malcolm Guitars on Facebook, and I'll send it out to you. I don't know how much it will cost. I'll just charge you whatever it costs. It depends, Jeff, which mode you go on. There are different sizes. Harley Benton, but at least we can agree on something slowly. It's like Harley Benton. The thing is that, see, the last couple of Chipsons I've had in, they have basically been Harley Bentons. It's the same guitar. It's like the way I can pick up a guitar like this, right, and compare it to, there's not another one there, is there? There's not another one I can see. But a Fuji Gen guitar, I kind of think I can tell a Fuji Gen guitar. If you gave me a few guitars and hid the names on them and stuff, I think I could tell you it was a Fuji Gen guitar. Just not because of the neck carve, because of the way this, because of that, but all the things together, there's a thing about it. It doesn't, once you get to late 70s, a Fujigen guitar is a Fujigen guitar. I can tell it. And the same thing with a Harley Benton. I can tell a Harley Benton, and see the Chipsons, they're the same. It's not just that it's got the same type of binding or the same kind of wood or the similar quality of this and this. It's all of the things together are the same. So wherever Harley Benton get their guitars made, the expensive ones, Chipsons are made there too, the same. I'm pretty sure. That's all. I totally. You got a choice. I think I've got 5 or something. I've just written them off. It's been a waste of money. But you collect t-shirts, you can have 5 for a specially reduced price, in all different colours. Man, he's actually Andy Neon Tetrahedron was on it. He's the guy that used to work took over Norton's t-shirts. He was good, Norton's. I liked him. He was happy if I went in with a brochure from a boat, Flatacraft, to go, hi, what do you want? I'm like, up here, yeah, I want this logo, which is only that size, on the back of this brochure from a 1986 boat. I had not thought of that. My boat's 1986 as well as this. Amazing. Don't think I ever lost money on a guitar. I don't know if I've ever lost money, but I could have lost time, if you know what I mean. I bought a broken guitar, fixed it up, and sold it for more than I bought it for, but only 20 quid more than I bought it for. It took me all afternoon to make it work, sort of thing. But I did, on the morality terms, get a guitar that was basically not a guitar and made it into a guitar. Not a brilliant guitar, but and one you could actually play. So I did buy a guitar, I maybe bought a guitar for 20 quid that wasn't a guitar, and then sold it for 50 quid that was a guitar. Collect hoodies, wow. Where somebody does, I know there's, my pal had one, it was called, I think the brand was Hummingbird, and it was a Japanese 70s one, or 70s or 80s thing, and it was quite worn around the edges, but it was like a sort of light cream. It was fucking stunning. I think you get 500 quid for it, but it was amazing. It's the only one of those Mosrite was like, it was just a stunning guitar. Jen's just got a Mosrite bass, which looks really good. I don't charge for time or something, but you know what I mean. It's like you can't say, oh, I made money on this guitar, when it took you like a whole day of shouting at it to get back. But yeah, I know what you mean. Wouldn't say the chibbies come out the same pack as you'll buy the cheapest, or you'll be looking at the sharp frets. See, X-Paps, I don't know how that. It depends which company you go to, because I was very much in China looking at all these things, and there was the same guitar with the same photo, and the price would arrange. So I don't know. It's like, if you're looking up hardware on eBay, I used to do this all the time, and I don't really buy hardware on eBay anymore, but I used to, and it would be sitting there, and it would be a complete waste. I would find, I don't know, a set of tuners for 8 quid, and I would spend all night, and after like an hour of looking through, I would get exactly the same tuners for 6 quid. Was it worth £1 an hour looking? No, but I still got it, and they were the same ones. It's just like some people put them on at different prices, so I don't know. Got plenty of time. Yeah, but I know what you mean. I just, the thing is, I don't want to sell things that people aren't going to pure love and think it was a good buy. I want to sell. I've been selling guitars. I think so 8 or something like that in the last week, and every one of those guitars, although I did make money on them, but every one of them was what I think. That's a fucking good buy. So, I mean, you could have gone into Guitar and bought the Squier Strat, the Squier Telly, and your guitar, that guitar you've just bought for the same money is fuckloads better than that. Do you know what I mean? So, morally, I feel justified. Temu for hardware. I'll be honest, it has been Temu for hardware. It depends what hardware. Well, does it? See, it depends what it is. Like something like, see, like a Telecaster bridge. This is why I was buying Telecasters. A Telecaster bridge is just a bent piece of metal. So, okay, there will be a difference. I mean, I did spend 45 quid on the Goto one for the Kraken. The difference between that and the one you can get on Temu for, I think it's £6, which is the same, basically. Obviously, it doesn't weigh as much, but I mean, and it's maybe slightly thinner and less quality metal, but it's not doing anything. Arguably, I mean, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't notice any difference in sound at all. If you snuck in and swapped over the bridges, I wouldn't notice until I looked at it. That's not the point. The rest of the guitar's all handmade, so I had to put the most expensive stuff in it. But something like that. But then you get something like a Floyd Rose, which has like about 25 different parts. So I can really see the difference between like a £15 or a $20, whatever you call it, Floyd Rose, and you go, how come a Scholler one costs £200 or £300? Because there's so many bits and there's all these screws and all these bits. Like a Telly's got fuck all. It's just an L-shaped bit with a saddle on it. It's pure simple as fuck, so it doesn't really make any difference. It depends what it is you're trying to buy. Hey Victor, I'm moving. Everything's up in the air and going mental, so we're not talking about that though. I'm not having a good time. It's fucking shit. But yeah, so I will be back better. I think this is all getting. I don't think this will all be starting to get dismantled. I do have about 10 separate incidents of spandex bastards on my GoPro though. Like on the roads, just having pure super rants. People seem to like that. I'll maybe do that one day. I've seen some Aria reissued with wacky 60s guitar, new for like 300. It's tempting. Looks like a melted Jaguar. Aria are a weird one because they're still going. They had a guitar. It was a guy in Lennox Town. If I saw it now, I would have bought it. It didn't have a good name. It was just called a W300 or something like that. But it was like a. If you imagine it's kind of like you know the Gretsch Duojet, the one that's kind of Les Paul shaped. It was sparkly orange, but the bottom of it had like a sort of wave type hook thing on it. It kind of like the BC Rich wave, but not as extreme. And it was cool as fuck, like completely original, and it was sparkly orange with white hardware. It's absolutely stunning. I wish I'd bought it. I've never seen another one. But Aria made some good guitars. I think Aria have just gone by the wayside. I don't know how they're really still existing. Although my pal Wayne's actually an Aria dealer. They still make the PE 1500. The one, I'll get the PE 600, the one that Andy Summers from The Police played and all that. You know, this is the best guitar in the world attempt, you know, through Neck and DiMarzio's and all that shit. And it was at the PE's, the prototype, and it's like this is the guitars we're making. To be fair, they still make it, but they still make the Japanese original one, $3,500. And it's like basically, yep, that's how much these guitars would cost new now. Like compare them up, they were only, I don't know, $299, $399 or whatever it is, but scaled up, that'd be a £1,500, £2,000 guitar. So would that one be easy in today's market? So it's like you're not comparing like with like. That's why I'm sitting here going, oh, it's miles better than like an Epiphone or whatever. Yeah. In relation, it costs 10 times as much to build. There you go. But it's just because exchange rates and all that shit. Oh. An LP pick. Well, that's things like a Les Paul pickguard. It's like, how much better does a Gibson one sound than a Temu one? None better, because it doesn't make any difference to the sound. So, or even, I can see a Gibson one looks shinier. It's like things like that, and it's even things like the control plate, a Telecaster. Yes, you can buy one on, I don't know, Temu for, I don't know, £3, £4. A Fender one probably costs you £12. It's a piece of metal. It doesn't do anything. But then again, you're going to get someone like me who's like, I've got my handmade guitar. I'm putting all the expensive parts on it, so I spent £45 in a bridge, like because I'm a fucking dick. It does say go-to on it though. To be fair, if it didn't say go-to on it, it's like pure. But nobody knows it's an expensive bridge. Then what's the point in having it? Apart from if it didn't fucking. What's your favourite 3 movies in the 80s? That's too hard. I can't. It depends what mood I'm in. Because, I mean, how can it not be the... Oh, it's not going to be the Verhoeven trilogy, is it? Because there's only 2 of them and they're in the 80s. I don't know. I mean, how can Krull not be in it? How can Flash Gordon not be in it? How can Terminator, Running Man, Total Recall, RoboCop, how can they not be in it? No. Can't do it. There's too many. Victory's, yeah, Ozzy has it. And I think, I saw a really thing I found quite moving. It was like when after he came off stage, like at the thing, he was like up here, he said to Sharon, like, I didn't realise so many people liked me. And you're like, up here, there's the real Ozzy. That's actually quite tearful. But yeah, I mean, I thought he did fucking well, but I mean, he was totally, I'm sure he said that before. I remember seeing this before, as soon as this thing was out, I'll fucking die on stage. You know what I mean? It's like, it kind of, I think basically if that concert hadn't been something, he would have died long before it. I think he basically, his whole fibre of being was that gig. I'm going to do this. And I think I think even Sharon, who seemed quite nice about it, was like, so that period of thing that really got was like, he couldn't believe how many people liked him, and playing with Bill was something that's been eating at him forever. Not because Bill was his best pal in Sabbath. And Sharon gave him an unsignable contract. I'm sure there was more to it than that. The Tonic and Subdominant, learning about them. This is like, the Tonic. Tonic, yep. I know the Tonic. No, the thing is, a lot of things when you're looking at these things, it's slowly stop making me sound nice. I'm not, my dick. Yeah, but yeah. That's awful. We're not talking about life though. I'm not having a good time either. Not as bad time as that though. But yeah, we're talking about shite. There's bits that make sense and things stick together, and I can't learn shit from a book, and I don't know what these things are, but I can probably play them and I know what you mean. I just don't know what it's called, sorta. I don't know. The 1-4-5 system? Oh god, is that your chord run? I don't know any of that shit. I mean, obviously I can play lots of songs, and if you play the 3 chords, I know them and I'll play them, you know, by ear and shit like that. I know, I just don't know what it's called. But yeah. Airplane 2 and Private Benjamin. Private Benjamin? Is that actually good? Is it good because you're a girl, or is it good because it's actually good? I know it's Goldie Hawn, but I will have seen it but don't remember it or being good, and obviously it's not Airplane or Airplane 2. It's like Airplane, and we can't not watch Airplane 2 immediately after it. The bit that got me, it's like, I still remember my mum nearly dying actually watching it. The bit where they're on the moon base, and he goes up to the TV screen and it's like bip, 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 and tunes it in, and it's William Riker. Why do I want to call him William Shatner? Behind the door, and is like, up here, better get to the bridge, sir. Something nasty's happened. Is like, really? Right now? Yeah, and it just opens because it's actually just a window and a door. My mum nearly died watching that, and that's when I was like 6. I remember just like pure couldn't breathe. But Airplane 1 and 2 and Top Secret as well. You seen Top? Is Top Secret better than Airplanes? Sorry about it. Focus. Is Top Secret better than Airplane though? If you put Airplane 1 and 2 together, I think they're probably better than Top Secret. Also, Sloaney, see Airplane 2, I didn't know this until relatively recent. In fact, there's 2 interesting things about Airplane. One, there's a film called Bravo 20, I think it's called, and basically the script for Airplane is that film, shot for shot. It's the whole film. It's a serious film, so it doesn't have the jokes in it, but the cockpit, the plane, the guy who used to be in the war, the flashbacks, the people, the conversations, everything that happens, the steak and the fish, all of that is in this film, and it's all shot from the same angles at the same order. So it's exactly that. The other thing is Airplane 2, it's like 45 minutes longer than the one you've seen. There's all these different versions of Airplane 2. And it, depending whether it's a video version, the DVD version, the one that was broadcast in America, the one that went to cinema, the one that was broadcast in the UK, they've all got different bits in them. And I have seen at least an extra 20, 25 minutes of Airplane 2 with jokes that are just as good as the ones that are in it. and you can see it's basically just the scene runs another 3 minutes. And there's so many bits like that. Somebody must have made the ultimate edition. This was a few years ago. I looked it up, but check that out. Oh. I'll take your Krull. The thing about Krull that gets me is, like, see, the music in Krull, it's fucking the best music ever. That was music when I was a kid. You know, it was like, what sort of music were you used to be into? It was the fucking music from Krull and Superman and all that shit, but Krull was just, basically, it's kind of almost just a music video, the whole thing. I absolutely adore that film. You've seen the straight version of it? I know the one you mean, yeah. I heard the new Naked Gun. I actually watched it. It's on the pirate sites. Yes. The thing about Naked Gun is, though, I actually saw Naked Gun in the cinema. Naked Gun 2 in the cinema at least twice. It's good. I've watched it too many times, though. It's a shame. But Police Squad, which used to be on YouTube, is better than... That's the thing the reason that Naked Gun isn't in my Airplane and Top Secret, Blazing Saddles, file is Police Squad. There's 6 episodes of it, and it's just genuinely better. It's like the Naked Gun is from the files of Police Squad. It says on it, you know what I mean? But it's kind of made a little bit more for the American Pie audience as well. It's still got all the funny stuff, but it's got this sort of crude and shit stuff for people who are thick in it as well, so they can laugh at it too. Whereas Police Squad is just the clever shit. Well, when I say clever, I mean you're really stupid, but not the, not so much of the laughing at people. I've got this thing about I can't handle. What was that film, Porky's? I remember seeing a thing like the top 10 funniest films, and Porky's was at number 1. It was above Blazing Saddles, like that. What is this film? And I watched it, and it was just like, it was horrible. I don't know what obviously you get British humour and American humour. I do like most, but it's just I couldn't stomach that. It's that whole laughing at other people, pointing at somebody and laughing is not the same as I'm being a dick. Look, haha, that's laughing. I'm laughing at myself and you're laughing with me. That I'm totally fine with, but just look at that poor person there. He's only got one leg. one leg. No, that's not funny. Oh, it's a good chick flick. Is that how you clean the tarp? How about Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story? Never heard of it, VF. Tarps and tarps. I don't know so much about it. I could probably do Fawlty Towers. Yeah, I couldn't do Team America. Police Squad's so funny. See the bit where it's like I think it's about even by the first episode, and it's the guy goes into the back and the bank, and his name is Twice, and he gets shot, and it's like they're doing the things like that. Pierce, so you shot twice? No, I only shot once. It does the same thing in Airplane. It was like pure. Howie died? No, Howie was a rock. That, stuff like that. Oh, and even just down to the silly things. I was talking, I think it was Jen the other day. Was that, Captain Over. Yeah, so it's up here. Yeah, come on to Land Over. What? What a joke. Oh. Oh dear! Oh fucking, we're getting low. Yeah, I know. Talk about something that's like pure one of the worst things ever. You know what I mean? It's like that just a thought of having that, something like that. No, God, no. Hard Work's a piss take of a musician biopics. It might be quite good, eh? See, Spinal Tap 2's coming out. That'll be good. Have you ever used Chat AI? I haven't, no. Only the tip, I probably, for fuck's sake. We're just going down the gutter here, aren't we? Well, we were talking about classic films, but there's so many classic films you keep forgetting about. One of the ones that's like comes down to The Fifth Element. It's like, you get films, Krull, there's films that you're maybe not going to say it's the best film ever, and it's like, it's maybe not in your top 10, but you're going to watch that. Like ones you used to watch that were on telly, back when I used to watch telly. I haven't watched telly anymore. Oh, God. Oh, God, we're on to leper. So, like, why did the leper fail his driving test? Left his foot on the clutch. Yeah, no, it's bad. I can't remember what I was talking about. Films you're going to watch again. I always remember an advert for. It was Christmas or something. This is when I still used to watch telly. It was like, you've seen it before. You've seen it a good few times before. But you're going to watch it again. Saturday night, Die Hard. And you're like, yep. But that's it, it's like you go. But the Fifth Element is one of those films I can watch over and over again because it's just wonderful. It's like so much a world you can go into. Krull, Flash Gordon. There's no way Flash Gordon could ever be even. It's like films you've seen so many times, and it's like it doesn't happen anymore. But it used to. Like there's films I've seen the end. I've only seen the start a couple of times because only a couple of times I've ever gone, oh, Flash Gordon's on, I'm going to watch that. Other times you're flicking through. It's like you've got 5 channels, 4 channels. Fucking Flash Gordon's on, that's staying on till the end, obviously. Fantastic. Can't wait for Spinal Tap. Spinal Tap will be amazing. Spinal Tap, no, it's... this trailer's pretty good, and it's like even... They're ever since I found out, I don't know when it was, I'd already bought the DVD and had watched it. This is years ago when the DVD came out. You had the film, right? And then you had another hour's worth of stuff that wasn't in the film, just other interviews, which was amazing. And then you had a director's commentary that went over the film, which was them in character talking over it. So you ended up with like about 6 hours or something of Spinal Tap to watch. Fucking amazing. But I didn't know that it was completely unscripted, all of it. Basically what they did was they went on tour with like Saxon and all these bands, and they made up a backstory while they were on tour that they were making up. So when they went in to do these interviews, they didn't know what the questions were going to be. So you see them going like that, and basically they're just making it up. They're just winging it all the way through it, the whole thing. There's not any scripted shit. Like obviously the performances with the mini Stonehenge and all that crap, but it's just, the situation is fucking the Stonehenge. Right, talk about that. What do you think of the Stonehenge thing? That's in the lap here. Well, it's fucking ridiculous. Fucking amazing. Oh. Any chance I'm Abbottune? I mean, it's not because... No, ABBA's too hard. It's a shame. I wish they were... I mean, ABBA are fucking great. I love them. I found it in my... I worked out how to use the hard drive thing in my car. ABBA Gold in there. I didn't put it in, which is fine. Spinal Taps, we got to see... but the Saxon are fucking brilliant. I totally rate Saxon. I like Saxon better than Iron Maiden said it. I'll always watch Grease. It doesn't matter if I have the VHS, DVD, Laserdisc download. It's on the telly. I'm watching it. The thing is, like, I know Grease is like a chick flick. Blah blah blah. But when I was at school, I never actually took music. But first and second year, you'd have like one period. Is that the word? One lesson, an hour a week on music, and basically the music teacher would just be doing marking, and she'd put on a VHS tape, wheel through a trolley with a video recorder and a CRT telly on it, and we would just watch an hour of Yellow Submarine, Jesus Christ Superstar, the one you were just talking about, I've completely forgotten, but I actually Grease, and it's like The music in it's great. I'm sorry, I'm happy with that. Greased Lightning, Greased Lightning. Sorry, it might be camp or womanly. It's still cool. I like it. I don't know if I've watched how many times I've actually watched it all. Wouldn't turn it off. I want a laser tag report. The bass line's amazing. That's what I was trying to play, but it's not. I was in the wrong key. But it's like look at that, it's so heavy. I wish I was. It's too difficult. I used to be able to play SOS as well, and that was amazing. I remember trying to do it in Cranking House. I was like, what, an ABBA song? Do an ABBA song? And it was like, fucking yes, SOS to my band. Oh, I used to be in a band years ago that did Your Mother Should Know. So I was like, that pure right. I need to do something about that. Can I get some distortion? Why am I so trebly? That one. What are the chances that this works? It might be coming out the other speaker, but yeah. Right, what was the song I was trying to play there? I've forgotten already. The city is a nightmare, a terrible dream. Thomas ever drive it forever. I will behind you, I will behind you. I don't know how to play that one, but what was one I was going to play there? I've completely forgotten. There's so many good ABBA songs. Involved keyboard, drums, guitar and bass singing, plus I was in the band, got clarinet lessons. Well, there you go. I do remember one time, before they gave up and just made us watch fucking shit videos, and we were all given keyboards, and there was like, everyone was just using gunshots like Casio keyboards, and because I didn't play anything, I was given the bass line. I was looking at a piece of page, and it was just like, duh, duh, duh. What? I don't understand. See, if they'd given me the melody line, I could have fucking played it, and I would have been 4 years earlier playing the guitar, because I could fucking always do that. Give me a piano and tell me I could fucking always work these shit out. Just like, before I could play anything, any musical instrument, when I got into rock music, I could play, like, see, a plastic ruler. In school, I could play Paranoid, Smoke on the Water, various songs by sliding up and going ba 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 ba, and it was like fucking in tune. So I could have done it, but the bastards gave me the bass line, so it didn't make any sense to me. But the music's going diddle da diddle da. Why am I going but? That's shite. Does your mother know? That's what I meant. Yeah. Who the fuck's Danny Zucker? I don't know who Rosa. I don't know who these people are. Hey, James. Yeah, sorry, it was always you that made the joke. I said I was obviously all being humour. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's it's turquoise. It's seafoam green. Doesn't necessarily mean trans, gay, or black. It just means you're okay with people who are and don't blame them for your life problem. Yeah, but the thing is, I don't know if you're aware that basically, not now, but 10 years ago, is that a valve amp? No, it's a tranny amp, as in it's a transistor amp, so that was basically the joke. But yeah, sorry. If you watch the, you know, I'm not serious about it. If it was saying something nasty, I wouldn't have said it. I would have said it behind your back, so you never found out if I was going to say something nasty. Put it that way. Oh, that's my bucky down. We had to sing at church on a Sunday. Yeah, vaguely remember it. I had to go to Sunday school. Never heard me sing though. I remember actually at school doing the choir, and everyone was singing da da da, and the teacher going, right, cut in the middle there, right, you half sing. Up here, right, I was in that half, up here. Right, cut in the middle, you half sing. Alright, is it right, Malcolm, stop singing. I remember that because I think I was just getting too enthusiastic and ruining it for everyone. I do remember that. Mrs. Seggy, she was good. I remember it was, I don't know, it was one day I sat up here, right, it was like a game to kill the last 10 minutes of the class. It was like, come up and tell me a song and I'll play it at the piano, and the rest of the rest of the class have to guess which song it is. So folk were going up with, I don't even know what was fucking big at the time, Kylie Minogue and Michael Jackson, all that. She's playing at the piano. I was like, up here, yeah, you know the music from the Old Spice advert? And she just looked at me and it was like, up here, mm-hmm. Because obviously, that's obviously already different. That's Carmina Burana. Dun dun. I'm sure it worked out. So I should have been doing music. So at that point, should have gone, Malcolm, you're different from everyone else. Because everyone else is like, oh, what's the pop hit? Something like that. No, it was music from an advert, but that's what I sang. Krull. Fucking Superman. Our Grease characters, right, John Fortune. Okay, fair enough. Is one of them the guy who was in Babylon 5? He's got a big jaw. Is that I think he'd be the only one I would know, but they had a problem with when they were filming Babylon 5, if you know what Babylon 5 is. And every time they went anywhere, there would always be gangs of girls waiting for him. But, there's anyone up here. Oh, here we are at a sci-fi convention. And they would all be, he's like, I don't know, in order of characters, maybe the 10th most screen time one. But they would go to these conventions and they would literally, half the people there would be there for him because he was in Greece. So I'm late, coming in, trying to be something very different. Yeah, trying to a transistor amp, obviously. So it can't be what? I don't know who Linda Carter was. The God destroyed the woke city of Honasa in the Bible. Is that where it came from? I don't know. A hybrid and a digital. Do you think it's acceptable for them to get married? Do you have to confess to the mega creepy cult handbook first? I don't know. See, that's the thing. You get your hybrid and digital. But that's like, at one point you only got valves and trannies. But then you got, it's now no longer trannies. They're now, you can't use that word anymore. They're now analog rather than your hybrid and digital, because this is analog. No, hybrid, it depends what's the hybrid from though. I don't know. Babylon 5, fuck off. If you ever watched it, you would know it was good. Don't watch it from the start. The first series is fucking awful. It used to be on at 2 o'clock in the morning when I came home from the co-op. I would watch it and it was on at different times it was pure terribly on telly, but it's fucking great. And fuck off. Next time you say you don't like Blake 7, and you can fuck off if you don't like Blake 7, including the music, which I've still never managed to work out. So the thing is, I can play the exact timing of all the notes, and in relation it is the higher note than the last one, but not the right notes. It's got minors and shit in it. The chords like tonic, home, supertonic, median, super. Oh fuck, I don't know. If you're just reading about them to know what they are, I sold my Telecaster to. Actually, it was quite funny. It was only last night before. I put up the Telecaster that was up on the wall there for sale, and I thought, Guy Jones up here, can I come and try that tomorrow? I was like, yeah, no problem, blah blah blah. I was like, pure work at a time. Like, right, okay, fine. I was thinking, actually, no, I've sold like about 6 guitars, and people keep saying I'll just get back to you. I'm just saying, aye, that's fine, and then marking it sold. But they're all turning up and being nice, you know. And then I was up here, fuck it. Looks at View buyer, just because I was going to bed like a fucking view buyer, and I was like, Fernan, John, Fernan. Hold on. Hold on. Are you Andy's dad? He's a fucking singer of Black Sabbath band's dad. I was fucking talking to him about 2 weeks ago. He dropped off Andy at the studio and I was talking about Squire Bullet. Like, hold on, you fucking Andy's dad, so it was good fun. Oh, Linda Carter, alright. 1970s Wonder Woman. She's a wonderful woman, yeah. My favourite's, I can't remember what her fucking name is. Star Crash. She was also the girl with the tits in that Sinbad film. You know the one. She's the helicopter pilot in You Only Live Twice. What's her name again? Carolyn Monroe. The film Star Crash. If you've never seen Star Crash, I'd never heard of it. There's a really shit quality version on YouTube. It's like pure blurry and all that. And I got 4 minutes in, and it was like, I am not watching this. Buy the DVD. I have to see it. It's fucking amazing. And no matter how many times you watch it, you just get to the bit. You go, fuck's sake, that's right. David Hasselhoff's in it. Fuck's sake, that's right. He's got a lightsaber. What the fuck's going on? It's just pure amazing. Do you know about the guitar with the amp built into the guitar? I've got one through next door. One of the wee ones with a wee speaker in there. Yeah. Blake said it was okay because is that Glynis Barber? Is that your Dempsey and Makepeace girl we were talking about last week? Right, I'm going to go. I don't think I'll finish it, but I'm kind of enjoying this because this is the most fun I've had in about 3 weeks. But I'm going to go and get the can of cider that's been in my fridge since the last time I had cider. What's that? I bet it's out of date. See, it's fucking out of date. Stream's over. August 26th, we're all right. That just shows you how much apples there is. And actually, well, probably not. There used to be an EU directive that if it said apple on it, it has to have some apple in it. I always remember my pal telling that about Merrydown, how Merrydown wasn't that bad. It's got a picture of an apple on it, that means it's actually got apples in it. What? You mean you get cider that's not made from apples? White lightning and all that. It's like, not just purely chemicals. Yeah. Kind of reminds me of Download, to be honest. But I can handle. Gee, what's going on there? Why is it? No. Yep. I don't know where this strap came from, but I always liked it. Carolyn Monroe, the household choice. Aye, yeah. What, do you meet Black Sabbath band's members' dads? Yeah, no, he bought a guitar off me. As in Andy, the singer from the Black Sabbath band I'm in. I did a video, but 2 weeks before Ozzy died, I took Judge Death into the studio to play some obscure Technical Ecstasy Never Say Die songs, because I was sitting there going, this is really fucking annoying. I'm kind of able to do this with the fuzz bass, but I can't sing because the singing goes at a different time. I wish I could do it for. Hold on, Andy! Fucking you want to sing some Sabbath songs that you've never tried before, like obscure ones? Aye, fuck it. So that's where that came from. Yeah. Oh. You know the one, the tits and Sinbad? You know the one? You know the girl. She's really good in Star Crash though. Leather bikini, start to finish. As long as it looks okay and smells okay, it's okay. Yeah. Strongbow, possibly, yeah. That 196 Japanese drink they just brought over here is great. Expensive though compared to regular cider. I don't drink enough. I don't know. It's difficult to do a sing song on my own. Actually, I sold my wee Blazing Saddles guitar, the wee Gretsch, to a country and western fan. She was mental. It was like, I wish I could play it. The thing is that I couldn't work it out because it's dead hard. So I learnt the chords looking at the chords, which means that I don't remember it. fucking annoying. See, I'd love to be one of my favourite songs, the tune from Blazing Saddles, but because I can't work it out, because I didn't work it out myself, I keep reading the chords, I can't even remember it. If I worked it out myself, I'd always be able to play it. But I mean, to be honest, if that's the Blake 7 you're watching, that's the bad Blake 7. When I say bad, it's still fucking awesome. You're talking about, oh, who's your heroes and all that? You know, it's like all the people you'd like to be. You know, it's obviously, oh, there's Han Solo and blah 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 blah. But Avon, sarcastic bastard. Yeah, Paul Darrow, what an absolute cool. Tiny Bikini. I don't know. It's not Itsy Bitsy Teeny Weeny Yellow Polka Dot Bikini. I don't know, Tiny Bikini. It doesn't sound like it's going to be a particularly, what's the word I'm looking for, intellectually interesting song. But it could be. Maybe that's part of the joke. It's called Tiny Bikini, but it's actually a King Crimson type prog glorification of music. Or it could be dun 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 dun. Or it could be worse, it could be fucking Oasis. Yeah. Hey, Raya Kuda play a De La Rocca, dude. Oh, wow. What's rock? I don't know. I've not played the guitar for a week. I'm trying to think of the last thing I was trying to play along with. It was something stupid. I get pure, you get pure carried away and lost it, and it's like you realise you've just spent fucking ages working out the intro to... Jason and the Argonauts, Sinbad, Clash of the Titans, great stuff. I think, to be honest, those were only things that... The one with Tom Baker... It's the one with Tom Baker in it that's got Carolyn Monroe with the boobs in it. I don't think she's actually got a speaking part. I don't think she's in any films, to be honest. I did watch it on the Star Crash DVD. There was an interview with her, like, I don't know, from 10 years ago or something. She still get it. But, and she went to some convention, and it was on, and she was watching Star Crash, the first time she'd seen it in years, and there was a woman sitting like a few doors down who was absolutely pissing herself, choking, dying all the way through it. So she's kind of watching it going like that, Pierre. I know it's quite embarrassing, but I mean, come on. And after it, the girl was just like, that's the best thing I've ever seen. She wasn't laughing at it. Well, she was, but with it, because it's so silly. Oh, Star Crash is ridiculous. Oh. Fat German tourists. It doesn't sound nice. The Victories, the vaporizer's fucking brilliant. If there was anything I could add to it, it would be some sort of half power switch. It's only 12 watts, but see if you could switch it to maybe even less than that. It's the volume I've got it at here, which is just that much louder than I want it to be, is as low as it goes. So I just wish it was just, if, you know, where it's at 1, see if that was at the 2 position on the dial, the volume that it's at just now at 1, it'd be fucking amazing. But it's just not. You're meant to be able to gig. You can gig with it and shit like that. Obviously, it's not clean when you gig with it. Never surfed. I have never surfed. I've water skied. I've wakeboarded, kneeboarded, donutted, and I've never windsurfed. I've never surfed. There's no waves. Fucking it's a loch. Carolyn Monroe presents the Cellar Club on Talking Pictures TV. I've never heard of the Cellar Club or Talking Pictures TV. You want to see the guys dribbling over? I can imagine. I don't know. She doesn't come across as a particularly bright girl, but hey. All up, tuber too loud. Well, actually, my pal was over in Illinois showing me his new amp. It's a Supro, and it's a 1 watt. I think it's only a 1x8 cabinet. Wee cool thing with racing stripes on it. I think he paid 150, 160 quid for it or something like that. And it, the actual amp part of it's fucking amazing. But see the 8-inch speaker. One of the reasons that works so well is see 210s. 210s is smashing. That's perfect for sounding fucking huge. Same as like a 12's great as well. 110 it's just not enough. It still sounds like a wee amp. That does not sound like a wee amp. If you didn't know what that was, and you're like, up here, I've got an amp, how many watts do you think that is? You'd be like, I don't know, what, 30? 50? You know what I mean? You wouldn't think it was 12. She's sexy, sassy, and worn well. Good, good. Actually, we were talking about the Naked Gun film earlier on. There actually are some pretty good. Liam Neeson's fucking amazing. Also, so I like Liam Neeson's first film and his last film. First film was Krull, but Pamela Anderson's in it, and she's. I think it's a big thing now that she's stopped doing the makeup and all that, and she's actually, I don't know, she's maybe 60 now or something like that, but she's a good looking woman. I didn't really realise it was Pamela Anderson, but she's happier. Yes, rather than being the pure all that shit. But it's like, no into that. Had the Supro King 8. That might be the one. No, that's the one. Is it only that size? A 1 watt thing? Fucking brilliant. The Butthole Surfers. Yeah. No, the band of the week this week is me and my pal Ronnie sat last night and watched the Presidents of the United States of America. There's a set they do in Mount Rushmore, and I don't know, it's about half an hour long. Perfect. The perfect length, the perfect choice of songs. I'd only ever heard, well, I thought I knew one song, Peaches, but turned out I knew like 3 of them or something like that, but they maybe did 8. And their version of Video Killed the Radio Star is an absolute, it's such a slap in the face to super producers, because obviously Video Killed the Radio Star is like a pure production song. It's Trevor Horn, producer, and all that's all these mad sounds, blah, 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 blah. Lots of instruments and complex, and it's fucking, it's an absolute belter of a song. But they do it with like bass with 2 strings, guitar with 3 strings, and a drummer with only 4 drums. That's it. And there's nothing missing. They do it all. And even best the bit where it goes, he pulls his nose and goes, 92. It's fucking, yes! It's so good. I absolutely love it. Super, what was it? The 1 watt one? There is too loud. I learnt that slowly from my 400 watt Marshall bass amp, where it was like, even when I joined the Black Sabbath band, I remember taking it in, both cabinets had it on. I was like, I wonder how loud this fucker goes. Turn it up, and it just wasn't getting any louder. And then I could feel this breeze. In fact, I turned round and the drummer was sitting there with his ride cymbal sitting, that far away like that, battering it and shouting at me, and I couldn't hear him at all. At all. There was no noise. And I was like, pure. So I stopped playing, and it was like down he goes like that, pure. Fuck's sake, man! I've never heard anything like that. It was just because that amp, because it's so fucking loud, it doesn't distort when it gets louder. Because it's 400 watt and fucking it's a 410 and the headroom and it's pure ridiculous. So it sounds exactly the same. And once you get to a certain point, your brain doesn't register that suddenly it doesn't seem any louder, but every other sound just disappears to nothing. So there could be someone, basically battering a cymbal right next to you, and it's you feel the air getting blasted to you from the cymbal rather than actually hearing it. You're lagging. I don't know. I keep getting the stream's bitrate shite. I'll get better. Fucking shite internet here. I should be going up. Surfing is nice. Press the cog on the screen to speed up. Oh, I don't know how it works. It's like Australian horse says we don't go there. I don't know. It's like, I just don't want to put judgment in people. I don't know. I don't know anything she's done. I remember her being in Baywatch, sort of, and I know she did a sex, but I don't know anything else about her. Fucking whatever. Yeah, Exit Only. I remember thinking about the Led Zeppelin song "In Through the Outdoor." It's like, surely it doesn't mean that. The Led Zeppelin album. You can feel the bass in your chest. It's okay. Yeah. Well, that's the thing with the. Obviously, in the Sabbath band, fucking, we're authentic. None of this digital shite or anything like that. It's all volume, and we don't need no PA. Well, it turns out I did actually need a PA when my amp blew up, and I didn't even notice. But yeah, so it's all about blasting it out, and you're standing in front of a 1x15. You can really feel it flapping your trousers on with the big amp. The real amp, it's like someone standing on your chest. which is just something else. You just go bah, and you can feel, it's like, you can almost feel like you see the massage feature in your car seat or whatever it is. I don't have it in my car, unfortunately, but you know, that kind of thing, you can feel it in the soles of your feet. So you play it and you can feel your feet. It's like somebody going on the soles of your feet. It's fucked up. Every hole's a goal. Jesus, we really are. I'm glad I'm not seeing these things. Do you know what I mean? saying these things. Oh dear. That's like, see when you can hear something you don't want to hear, and you know that you're gonna remember that for the rest of your life. That's that. Swing your pants. Trevor and Sam. Oh, there's a flash from the past. I kind of remember that. Trevor and Sam. I sort of remember them. Yeah, totally. Yeah. I don't think I could pick them out of a crowd, but I remember them. Yeah. Did they not used to do advert for pot, like a pot noodle, but it was pot fish? I don't know. I remember. I mean, to be honest, my TV's not been plugged in for years because I just get so fucking annoyed. I remember nearly smashing up with that Jackie Bird shit on the telly, just lying. You're like, the fucking, that's just not true. I was there. Ah! So basically, that's where it's been unplugged since then. I don't know. I'm not watching telly. I'm not choosing what they want you to see. But yeah, trouser flapping's all part of it. But that's the thing. I mean, I was talking about that. Actually, you slowly was talking about that download with Meshuggah, and that was unbelievable. So we're in the actual mosh pit on the deck. You know, I don't know how far back, right halfway between the sound desk, but fucking right near the front. And it was, you could totally feel it compressing, and I turn around to Wayne and go, Wayne, and he'd be like, yeah. And I could totally talk at the volume we are just now to Wayne, and you could hear each other. But I think to get round safety laws, it's loud. It feels fucking like you can totally feel it, like you can when you're standing in front of my bass amp. But they've somehow, I think they've got like a super mega subwoofer that they pure crank up like fuck, so you can feel it, but it's not actually loud. It's like because you turn around and go, you shout at your pal, and they're like, whoa, what is it? I can actually hear it. You're like, fucking hell, it's amazing. We're playing Where's Malcolm? Did you find me? Because that was totally. I literally remember doing it, and I remember going up here. Right, we're fucking going. My pal Peter, the big Slovakian guy, you can see him in the video. Up here, in the mosh pit. He's a big fucking poof, so he is. I'm not going in. So the first time we did the Wall of Death thing, which wasn't filmed. So up here, right, we're up for the Wall of Death, and I fucking charged into the middle, and he fucking shat it and just stayed at the sides. I ran in at the middle. Basically, just ran. I don't know, there's like two sides, and they just did that. I didn't fucking know what to do, so I just kind of ran in, no idea what was going on. Some woman who was about that high headed me on the arm and gave me a dead arm. And then I came back out, and it was like I didn't really know what to do. It wasn't that obvious. What is it you're... I get that you go that, and then you go, but I mean, what is it you're actually meant to do in the middle? Do you just... I don't know. Do you pick somebody and then bounce it? I don't know what the fuck. Basically, I went in, and some woman came in from the side and headed me in the arm. And I had a sore arm. But we went into that mosh pit, and I was like, up here, right, we're going in for this one, Peter, we're fucking going in. Peter grabbed and went in, and I was up here. Just before I went in, I went like that with my arms, just in case there was a video somewhere and you could see my Buckfast arms, and the first video I looked up, was watching, I was fucking at the bottom, and then you saw me do that with my arms into the mosh pit. Yeah. Are you close to 6 foot tall? I don't. See, if I feel I'm 6 foot tall, right, but just not quite. I'm so close that I feel like it's a fraud. I'm like 5'11" and something. You know, yeah. Never found you, no, I'm basically, as soon as, if you watch it, I'm wearing my DeWalt hat. If you're watching it, it's basically slap bang centre, right there in the screen, me, and then you see me go like that, blah, 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 I talk to my pal, blah, 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 and then you see me go, blah, 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 blah. Then you see me put my arms up, and then it's into the big fucking cloud pit. It's great. 6 foot, you're giving heels. 6 foot in shoes. I'm 6 foot in cat boots. You know what I mean? There you go. Do you like The Church Under the Milky Way song? I do not. I don't know it. The thing, it comes down to, I like the buildings. I like the buildings, they're fantastic, and my favourite colour is the colour of the carpets in a church, probably royal purple or something, that purple colour, fucking cool. And I love the buildings, but I mean, I don't like what goes on in them, put it that way. There is actually a video, if you look on my channel from a while ago, me and my dad were going to, there was a church that was for sale, I can't remember where it was, and it was going to get converted into flats. So we're looking, it was basically just a big fucking empty church, and I took my teleacoustic. I got Dad to go up on the balcony with my phone. So I'd be play a song, so I was sitting there like that, and in this completely empty church, a fucking huge thing, and it was like I went up the stairs to the balcony at the back. So I was sitting there, I was like that pure. So yeah, basically I'm going to hell, but it was funny. I did enjoy it. Jesus, 6 feet taller, worth the climb. Wow, 6 foot women. Oh. I'm not religious, but churches are magic places. I think so. They're obviously in some way designed that way, aren't they? To be. Oh. But I mean, yeah, they're fucking awesome. Obviously, you look back and you just think about how many people starved and died and all that when the church were fucking building buildings like that. But I mean, yeah. Name E major, C sharp minor, G. Well, so I've got to play them and try and name the tune. Just E. That's C. Did you say word C sharp minor? I need more. The church always played a lot. I was like, that. Yeah, but I don't know. You just sit. If we do go up in front of Jesus at the end, I'll go, sorry mate, I did all good things. So kind of, I took what I was told at the start about what your message was, the nice stuff, and did that, although I didn't believe in you. And he'll go, when you go, you're cool. Rather than being, yes, I rape and murder and crush and destroy, but I go to church every week so I get into heaven. You know, he's just going to go, fuck off. That's where a lot of Christians are going. It's like, if you just basically look at the Bible and read the words, and then do the things it doesn't say, and then read it in such a certain way, so you are allowed to kill people and be horrible, then that Jesus is getting fuck off. It's the exact opposite of what he said, isn't it? Assuming he existed, and if he did, maybe it's my own personal version. Weren't here for a long time, yeah, totally. I don't believe the narrative. No. And it's one of those things that it's difficult to argue with somebody like that as well, because I will change my mind if I'm given more information. Do you know what I mean? It's like pure. It was always going to happen. It's like I was always feared of this with Oasis. Like Oasis I fucking hate them, and I've told everyone I just pure hate them beyond everyone. But what happens if they produce a song I like? And to be honest, I thought they had. See, when Wonderwall came out, I didn't hate it that much until it got about 30 seconds in, and then I fucking, oh my god, it's just the same as everyone else. But at the start, I thought, oh my god, they've done something not fucking shit. And then obviously once it got going, it never did anything, and it became strum, fucking it was gone. But I will change my mind given information. I'm not willing, I am not one of those people that will sit there, well, I said it was blue, but now that I know it's red, I'm still going to argue it was blue because I don't want to be wrong. Fuck off. Oh. Just a good looking hippie. The 70s with the Jefferson Airplane. I used to go to Sunday school. This is going back. We're talking fucking whatever age I was, but I do remember, for some reason, whoever it was, the Sunday school teacher, being really angry at me asking questions about Noah's Ark, and I didn't know I wasn't going. I just didn't go anymore. Nothing to do with me. I think maybe they talked to my mum or something and said, look. You know, it's like, what are your questions about Noah's Ark? I was into animals, still am. I could tell you, I know all the birds and shit you get, anything you can find on the beach in Scotland, or any of the birds I know, but nearly them all are, just because that's what I was into, you know what I mean? So I was like, up here, yeah. See the penguins? So did they swim all the way up from the South Pole? And then afterwards, you could see the. I just remember asking these questions. I don't remember what any of the answers were, and I never went back. So there you go. And it's like pure. Well, just believe what you tell us. Like, yeah, but like kangaroos. So what did? And then it's like basically, it's like, look, stop analysing it and trying to make sense of it. Just believe it, even though it totally is impossible. Like, no. I don't know. We're not talking about. We're not being religious. I just feel that there must be a hell of. I mean, it's like the people who some people believe it and it does good. Yes, but the bastards in power, they're not doing good. They don't believe it. They're using it to manipulate people who are below them. You know, kiddie fiddling and all that shit. There's no way. They don't fucking believe in God, but they're fucking archbishop or whatever. No, wrong. It's too easy to fucking twist it. Being a good Christian. But the thing is, I'm a good Christian. Everything apart from the fact I don't fucking tell people about it. And I don't believe in it. Did live the fish for a week, believe? Yeah. I'm not religious. No, but the thing is, I can understand it making sense. It's like, see if you were... Like, just put myself... Obviously, I love Jesus Christ Superstar, the record, and what it portrays, because it's like, Jesus was a dude who tried to get people to not hate each other. Yep. Good guy. There you go. Son of God. Was just it's basically trying to make everyone not be dicks to each other. Which is, yeah, that's a totally a glorious thing. If you can stop people being arseholes to each other. So it's like pure, yeah, and it became, it's like pure, well, stop killing people or you're going to hell. You know, and all this came out. And then eventually, once it was gone, it became just like pure, no, we'll just twist it. Bastards. I don't understand, but the thing is, I think it's the old thing about if you really want it to happen, you'll hear it. So if you spend enough time trying to talk to God, eventually he'll talk back, because it's, I don't know. Supposed to offer comfort and support, but that's the thing. It's like there are bits of it that are like that. Do you know what I mean? And I think in any faith there is going to be people who are good. They might not believe in something that you can agree with, but they are good people. And whether it's like I choose to be good because I think that that's right, not because I think it'll make me go to heaven or make me a good. Do you know what I mean? That doesn't no. You do some. I try to make the world better, in stupid ways. Not doing fucking big, obviously, but just stuff like fucking. I keep feeling sorry for folk working in shops, like folk working the co-op up roads. I'm fucking talking shit to them every time I go in. You know, nothing constructive, nothing interesting, just usual bollocks, stupid joke about the weather being nice or just crap. And it's like some people react, and it's like you can see them going like that. There's only 30 seconds in the last hour for that poor guy or that poor girl sitting behind the counter where it's not just been fucking torture. And that was me making some fucking stupid joke about my t-shirt or something, do you know what I mean? So I do that, but not for any gain, just to try and make the world a little bit better, because I would like it if someone did that to me. Oh. I think we live in a computer. Oh, I've heard talking about sci-fi films. The Dark City. Ever heard of it? I'd never heard of it. Actually, I watched a thing on YouTube that was 10 sci-fi films that you should have seen but haven't. Dark City. Fucking really good. Why have I never seen it before? I think that's where I found Star Crash as well. Because if I'd seen Star Crash as a kid, I would have fucking loved it. I guarantee it. That would have been higher than Sinbad. Not just because of Carolyn Monroe's boobs. Reject the bad bits. Religion and morality are not mutually exclusive. Oh. It costs nothing to be kind, it's worth a fortune to the right person. Yes. Exactly. Even if you're not making a difference, you might make a tiny difference for 10 minutes to somebody you don't know. Fuck it. That's worth doing it. And what was the effort involved? Me? Nothing. Fuck it. Dark City cuts deep. It is. I thought it was fucking... I was like getting quite into it. The problem with your religion... We're getting quite deep here. Religion and morality is... Are you doing it for the right reasons? And you can just twist it. Was it that commandment, thou shalt not kill? So it's the first one. Probably quite important. Yeah, that's because, like, anyone who reads the Bible's never killed anyone because it's the most important thing in it. None of them have ever killed anyone. Yeah. The whole world. Right, that's nearly 11 o'clock. So thanks for joining in. I don't know... to be honest, I don't know what's going on. I'm having a fucking shite time. Tonight's been the most fun I've had in 3 weeks or whatever it was. Not really been playing the guitar that much, but this is like a church. You're still all loving. Yeah, well, that's like the whole thing about, see, when I get into Manowar a bit, and it's like as heavy metal as a religion. It's like heavy metal or no metal at all, brothers of metal, fucking die for metal, all that crap. And it's like pure, it just cannot be a religion because all the things are good. You don't pick on anyone. That's it. There's no enemy. You can be, I don't care who the fuck you are, what you like. You're into, well, it's the same as anything. You're into Black Sabbath. You're alright, that's it. You know what I mean? It doesn't fucking, everything else doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Sorry, Victor. Unfortunately, I think I've just given up unless I can think of something more interesting to say or do. I'm kind of overheating. To be honest, I've still not got... See, the small things you don't think of. Hot water. My boiler's fucked. I've not had a shower. I've been having cold showers. It's not the same. It's horrible. My willy nearly disappeared the other day. I fucking shat it. Just like pure contracted. It's fucking... You can't have cold showers. It's just not the same. Basically, to be honest, I'm driving about with a towel in my car and shampoo. I was... on yesterday, which is Sunday, yesterday I was... someone was selling a bass case in Hindland Road in Glasgow. It was like 20 quid. I was like, fucking need... I don't have cases for all the basses. I'll go and buy that. In my head's like, that's only 5 minutes away from Jen's house. I'll maybe pop in, just, hello. So it's like, so I bought the case. I was like, up here, drove past her house. All the cars in, walked in like that, and she's like, up here, oh, what are you doing here? No way. I was like, up here, you want a shower? I was like, up here, yeah, I had my towel under my arm. Like, up here, thanks for offering, that'll be lovely. Yeah. Oh, you could go to the gym? Yeah. I'd have to join a gym. I'll just go for a shower. I should be getting fixed tomorrow. It's alright. A lot of difference. But the thing is, it's like, you don't have to be mutually exclusive about these things. I mean, you could be mad into surfing and want to talk about surfing. That's fine. No, I'm not really interested. I'll talk for 5 minutes about surfing. I don't really know much shit about it. But I mean, but the thing is, you'll realise that nobody else is interested. You just want... You talk about things you do have in common. Oh. You went 6 weeks without a shower, wow. £10 a month for the gym probably is, aye. I don't know. Actually, I was see, when I went to pick up the... No, it wasn't the vaporizer, it was the same guy, but I met him in... whatever it was, he wanted an excuse to try to go to another gym, so I met him in a gym fucking somewhere in Glasgow, and I was sitting there waiting in the car, waiting for him to turn up. I couldn't really remember what it looked like to pick up that Les Paul. And I was sitting there and looking, I was like, fucking, all these fucking fitty folk. Didn't really twig that it was a gym. So I go like, God, there's folk walking past in spandex and all that. And you're like, these are all a bunch of weirdos. None of these are the sort of folk I know. No, I didn't see anybody at Download that looked at this, people. What a weird thing. Not I'm saying there was anything wrong with any of them, but it was just like, fitty people. Wow. I've never seen that amount of fitty people what you get for hanging about out for 15 minutes outside a sports centre waiting for someone to drop a guitar off. Hey Andy, sorry, I'm just about to give up. But the Twadugs, I've played it well. Played with Jesse Ray in there. I was a guy. I was like, after we come off, it was like the guys like up here. I was like, yeah, from watching just push a gig. I was like, up here, you're like Devo, and I was like, all right, cool, excellent. He was like, that wasn't a compliment. Oh, money hour. Mad texter, it was just a Spider-Man ruining my travel plans. Oh, that's right. I saw that. I was driving when I read it, so I've not gone back and read it again. Yeah, I said something that was like a pure blah 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 blah. And I was like, what the fuck? Then at the end, I was like, this was meant for somebody else, but fuck it, I just need to tell somebody that buses been cancelled and all that shit. When is next time? I don't know. I don't think it'll be here. It's got to move on. Oh, yeah. So I mean, when I said a couple of weeks, it's not going to be. It's still going to be at least a couple of weeks before I get back on. But I'll be able, wherever I am, I should be able to set this shit up a little bit better, be a little bit more. I'll still do stupid videos. Maybe not quite as many. I think during lockdown when I started doing the. Not doing anything, so I'll try and do a video every day, shit, all that stuff, and it's like, to be honest, I've been using it as an escape from life. It's been something, it's kept me distracted, so I've been kind of using you all a little bit, not in a nasty way, but so just work through it. I do have some videos, as I said, of me shouting at spandex fucking bastards on the road, cyclists. I know they're not that bad, but it's quite, it's venting out. You know what I mean? I would never obviously say it to fucking say the spandex warrior comes up to me and it's like, up your eyes. It's all right. I'm not going to fucking. I'm not picking a fight. It's in humour, but they are bastards. Oh, fuck. Right. See, how did that happen? That went in my eye. See, that's what happens when you drink more than half a bottle of Bucky. That went in my eye. When did this channel start? A long time ago, but I mean. It wasn't. I didn't start a channel. It was just me. I think my first couple of videos are just me out in the boat or something like that. You know, one every couple of months. There was one where I was playing Ram Jam as my first guitar video, where I took that guitar up to Hill of Balgair in Balfron because me and my dad were doing up an old barn, doing a barn conversion, and out the back there was a working farm. So there was a barn with a ram in it. A sheep, sometimes it had cows in it, but for the winter it had like the male sheep. It was just in this thing on its own. I was like, up here, right, Dad, you film this? So I was out and I was like, up here playing Ram Jam Black Betty on that guitar to a ram. And it was like, I got some genuine comments of, that's really impressive the way you managed to hold that sheep's, what's the word, concentration? No. Attention. You managed to hold that ram's attention for like a whole minute. They're really thick. And I was like, but fucking ram was sitting on its own in a fucking barn. We used to feed it biscuits and give it a bucket of water. I had calves. So I was talking about the other type of calves, as in young cows. I like cows. They're good. They're not all the same. It's like, they're not mindless animals. And it's like, I'm not a vegetarian or a vegan, but those cows that live up Balfron, a hill of Balgair, they do not have a shite life. It's all right. They're relatively happy. They're all different. It's the same ones that would come up and talk to me, blah, blah, blah. And they're all reasonable. They're not drones, if you know what I mean. They have personalities, and they don't have a shite life. Okay, it's cut short because they only get, 3 years before they're chopped down or something, but fuck it. It's better than not existing. And the life they have is good. Seen this movie before? I'll be fucking back. Don't be. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going that far away. But I'll be a wee bit more. I've kind of upped the. It's only going up from here, but a better internet connection. The one I've got is fucking shite. And it's the old thing about. Long gone as the days of trying. Obviously, I'm not trying to get views. Like, well, I love the fact that there's 12 folk. There you go. That's fine. That's a nice number of people. If I'm getting 100, I just remember one time, it was when I first met Wayne, whenever that would be, and I was getting 20 views, and for the whole week for one video, and shit like that, and somebody's like, "Here, I really thanks for doing this. I've been doing it for 6 months. Thanks for doing this." It's like a freaking having a really shite time just now, and it's like nice just to have something where I can just turn my head off. And it was like, for that one, really in tears, for that one person, worth doing the whole thing, if it helps anyone. Yeah. I mean, originally, after I'd done a couple of videos, I decided what I was going to do. I had some obscure guitars that I couldn't find any information on the internet. So I thought I'm going to do a 2-minute video of like my Schecters, because there's no information on them, and it was very difficult to do 2 minutes. But I did it. And then I got annoyed about all the videos. And my pal kept sending me videos. What do you think of this guitar? And literally the shot was that. You know what I mean? It was just an arm and this bit of the guitar, and it was someone with a blues backing track going, you know, and just it came up on the bottom, bridge pickup, and it was like. With one of those MIDI backing tracks, and then it was like, no talking or anything. So I was like, when I'm doing videos, I'm going to go, hello, I've got a face. Look, this is me here, real platinum. It's not fucking, I don't have it going through 25 effects pedals. Okay, now I do have a mic on the amp going straight through. There's no effects on it. It's basically, it's just so that I can get a higher level on it. I've not played the guitar for ages. It's fucking great. Cruiser Crafter. Alright, yes, I have had a few of them. It was alright, I remember that. It was a blue one. It was like kind of shaped like a... It looked like a BC Rich, but not made by BC Rich. I bought that for a tenner. Look at they sell whiskey at the Doug Studio. I had to drive down. I was playing a gig. I was playing a gig with a Korg. I was playing a bass, but also playing a Korg... Volca bass round my neck, and a wooden thing with a Nintendo controller as a MIDI controller for it. Playing Chainsaw with Jesse Ray. Yeah. My time in the Trad Dogs was fine. Hey Alex, I'm just slowing down. You have to watch it, rewatch. I do still have a 30 can of cider though, and there's still people here. Do you go by feel or time in the beats? It's a hard one. There's a bit more. I'm a bass player. The beats, well, yeah, but that's the thing. It's like the whole, I don't know, Victor. It's just a case of just playing along with shit and listen. And it's like, I've never learnt music from one source. So the music, you know, Krull, Superman, the principles are still there. You know, Mars Bringer of War, the principles are there. Okay, it's not, none of it's on guitar, and it's not, but it's like, you know. Victor Hayes, like, the time would be all right. Okay, it's like, I think the Victor, he would know when it was the timer of the beats, and it's like up here. Yes, yeah, I know. No, it's like, how did you know? It's like, just try add a bit of 3/4 in there. Yeah, I've done it. Yeah, totally. Yep. There may be more Sabbathian rhythms, you know, rather than the techno, douche, 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 a bit more, douche, 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 you know, ha ha. Sorry, I'm giving more information away here than I should be. Rock on, everyone. Thanks for coming in, and I will be back at some point. I just don't know. It's not a case of I'm just not wanting to do it. I've actually really enjoyed this. I was actually quite nervous about doing it tonight, which is the first time since the first 3 weeks when I actually wrote out shit to talk about. And then I realised, actually, if you just drink Bucky, I can, after the first couple of minutes, it's just bleh. And you guys are all really good at helping. So I fucking love you all. It's amazing. I'm coming back. And if it wasn't for, I'll be honest, if it wasn't for the live streams and the folk that I actually know, I don't know, I'd maybe give up. Maybe that's the, maybe I was a wee bit disappointed that Foxy gave up. Maybe it's because he never did the live stream thing, so he doesn't have the same, I don't know. I mean, you guys are all the same as me, and I don't mean that as an insult. Right, so how do I turn this off? I need to close that. So, rock on. Fucking love you all, and this might take 30 seconds to turn off. I'm going to try and press it now.